Hello everyone, apparently my warning screen didn't pop up the way it's supposed to. Let's try that again. Quick content warning, we hear something's going on, we're not classified as family friendly. Our content is dumb for young viewers and their children. This video or stream may contain profanity, crude humor, and others who may be inappropriate for children under the age 14. Viewers are strongly advised. Or, in other words...
Don't let your kids watch it!
Hello everyone, I hope you're well. I hope you're... Wait. Yeah, okay, so y'all can hear me. I was like, wait, did I remember to turn everything on? Oh. Also, thank you very much for that lovely $5 donation, Kyle. Some hearts in the chat, peeps. Sorry, I am running a mile a minute today. It has been a weird day. And I've been having to settle some stuff up and make some stuff work and get some things going before I could have tonight's chat and chill where I explain all sorts of things we've got going on throughout the course of at least the next couple of months, because there's lots of stuff coming. A lot of people may have recognized that yesterday I was not live, and that is because of some of the things that are coming up. Oh, got packing need to do. Where are you packing to? Where are you going? I think I remember you telling me, but I'm going to ask again. Ready for myself as well. What do you want? Huh? What do you want? Do you want to say hello to everybody? Do you want to be like, yo, Dad, I got to say hi to everybody? And he's like, I am a little weenie bird. Him a big baby is what he is. Him just nothing more than a big baby. Just a big baby. He's still my candy. How's it going, Xander? Hello, Anth. Disneyland. That's right. I thought so. Me. He's like, oh, Dad, no. Oh, he's just being an angry boy today. He's just being that way today. He's been having himself a fit. He even got some popcorn today, but then he was mad because he got popcorn, but he wasn't allowed to share my noodles. I'm sorry, you can't have my noodles, dude. They're not for you. You got some popcorn. You got to have a good thing. Oh, but I am in dire need of a nap. But I don't have any time for a nap. There are no time for naps. There's no more naps. Naps are gone. Naps are a thing of the past. Naps are an absolute thing of the past. Yes, I did eat today. I ate some noodles. What else did I eat? I ate a couple things today. I ate some noodles. I ate some popcorn that I shouldn't eat because I'm allergic to corn, but I took my allergy medication and said, screw it, I was going to eat a little popcorn because I made this little buzzard here, a lot of popcorn. What else did I... What did I make us for dinner? Oh, I had mac and cheese and hot dogs for dinner tonight. I'm having... My brain's going a mile a minute. I had something happen while I was in the middle of setting up on stream and all that other good jazz, and it threw me for a loop. Yes, me bald, me without any hair is probably going to be very weird for a while. It takes time for it to grow back. Or they might put back the burst bomb E-liter 4K. Basically, you're wondering if they're going to put, if they may ever put the burst bomb back on the E-liter 4K. I don't know. It looks good. Cutting my hair was one of the best things I've done. See, I'm used to having my hair this short. It's just most of the audience here probably isn't used to it anymore because it's been a year since I last cut my hair. It's been well over a year now. Actually, hot dogs is good. Going to get very inky tomorrow? Oh, how so? What's got you getting all... I'm going to watch how I phrase that and how I say that. But, like, how are you going to become an inky person tomorrow? But yes, we have much to discuss today. The reason why I wasn't here yesterday is I have been recording all of Dead Space. I have damn near been speedrunning it without using speedrun strats to get as much footage as I can, because I'm doing a video on the Necromorph, and it has to be out before the 27th. I'm aiming for it being out by the 20th. Inky game. Wait, so you got Splatoon? But I've been having to speed run back through Dead Space. The reason why I'm not streaming it for you guys is I've already played through it once. I've already watched me play through it once. You've already watched me play through both 1 and 2. I've played 3, but I never played 3 on stream. What's up, Pixel Man? How are you? Welcome, welcome. I'm getting all them hits. Oh, look at him being a big baby. So yeah, so I'm playing through all of Dead Space 1 and 2 so I can get... And I am going to play some of 3 to get some extra footage. But I'm trying to get enough footage to basically make National Geographic Horror Edition with Dead Space monsters, which is proving to be difficult, but at the same time, I'm actually enjoying it. Not because of replays of the game, even though it is probably one of my favorite games of all time, but I have been learning more about necromorphs than I already knew, and I was like one of the leading authorities as far as necromorphs were concerned. But I'm filling up chapters worth of information on necromorphs because I'm going through each one. It's not going to have every single necromorph in it. That's not necessary. I think it's a little too much for one video, especially considering I'm trying to keep the one video around 20 minutes. Because if I were to go through everything that I know on necromorphs and go through each necromorph and its biology and everything else, it'd be a 2-hour long video and ain't none of y'all going to sit there that long. It'd be 2 hours at minimum. I could go into further depth if I decided to go through all like the stuff with the marker and the people that worship it, which help everything along because that's a big deal in the game in and of itself. To wild necromorph killers. Pretty much. Said National Geographic, not Crocodile Hunter. He's on... National Geographic, not Steve Irwin. 2 hours, I could do it. Oh, I mean, I watch 2-hour long videos all the time. Like, I play really long videos all the damn time. I'm used to that. It's not really that he's getting that itch. Right now, what he's doing, he's grooming his feathers. That's what they do. To show National Geographic. Was it on National Geographic? I remember it being on Animal Planet. I could be very wrong. 2 hours over 6 vids, it's not bad. Well, see, I also don't want to like... I'm torn, and I'm actually going to talk to you guys about some of this stuff because I'm going to see what you guys would more like to see. Because I'm new to video editing, and I've got some help with it. I've got some help in the forms of a couple friends, and I've even got Otteron, who's decided he's going to help me out with some editing here and there. How long have you been a fan of Digimon? Lord, since the 1997 Tamagotchi versions of them came out. Like, I have an original toy of them right here. Like, this is like the old school. Like, doesn't even have the back to it anymore. I wore this sucker out. It still works if I can get a back for it. That's something I'm actually going to discuss with you guys of what you'd rather see, because like I could do multiple series across this because like essentially we're going through the world of monsters, and there's going to be a world of monsters in gaming. Some might also be in horror movies, but it's mostly going to be focused on gaming. If they do appear in a movie, I'm going to make sure they appear in a game as well, kind of type deal. Where we go through like the habitat, the biology of the creatures, their habits, what they do, all that kind of stuff. Summoner's War? You mean like the mobile game Summoner's War? Because like the only mobile game I play on stream that anyone will ever see me play on stream are going to be stuff like, they're going to usually be card game related, and they'll usually be stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel or Hearthstone, stuff like that. I personally can't make myself entertaining enough while playing a mobile game. I know a lot of people that can. If they can, more power to them, but I cannot. I also don't play a lot of games with like full-blown gacha mechanics in them because I'm prone to spend money on gacha mechanics, and I don't need to do that. I haven't played Summoner Wars in years. Until we get to Dead by Daylight. Well, like, I'm going to cover, like, when I cover Dead by Daylight, I'm going to cover Dead by Daylight, which means I'm going to cover, like, the entity and characters like the Trapper, the Huntress, stuff like that. I'll mention briefly, like, characters from... what are you doing? I'll mention briefly characters from, like, other... from, like, franchises and whatnot. But that'll be few and far between. Or when I do, I'll be mentioning them on their own, not mentioning them as like core for Dead by Daylight. So like we're talking like Pyramid Head, Nemesis, stuff like that. Because I got your wallet indeed. How's it going, MT? AFK grinding on Summoner War. My account is like 6 years old, completely free to play. See, my brother used to be obsessed with that game, and he was completely free to play in that game, except for, like, I think, like, during, like, one event. I can't even remember what the event was, but I think, like, one event, because he was a super fan of it, because, like, some kind of crossover, he spent, like, $5, and that's it. And he was playing for years. Like, he jumped on that game right when it came out, and I used to play it a little bit with him. I have played Limbo before. I've played some of it on stream. I need to go back and actually beat it on stream for everybody. What are you doing? The hell? I have a Digivice having a shit fit. That's what I have. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Battery's dying in it. Great. Oh, that'll be fine. But yeah, so like, okay, so here's the discussion. Here's the discussion on videos I kind of wanted to have, and kind of want to talk to everybody about, because I'm curious as to what you guys would think. You ever played Inside? I have not, or I don't think I have. Free play Hearthstone player here. If you ever want a challenge, let me know. I stopped playing Hearthstone sometime last year due to a lot of the bullshit that was going down. I haven't touched it since. So I'm a few sets behind. But I got pretty high up there for a while. But I also wasn't free to play in that one. I'm free to play in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel because it's really easy to do, and Hearthstone's really easy to do that with. But like, I think I spent like the entire time that I've been playing Hearthstone, because I've been playing Hearthstone for like 5-6 years maybe, I think I spent like $60-70 in that amount of time. So that's not bad for me. Over the course of like 6 years, I don't think that's too bad. Because like the Carnival set, I bought like the booster set of, like the box of it. Basically buying a booster box in card games. I spent like, I want to say it was like $40 to get like 30 packs or something like that, like at the very start of the thing. That whole deal when they released a new pack. I did that for that set specifically because I really wanted I wanted most of that set. But, okay, so, like, to explain what I want to talk about, and I don't think I'm going to be playing Next Order on stream. I'm going to be honest, I don't think... I don't think I'm going to play Last Order on stream. I don't think I'm going to play it on stream. I stopped playing Active Blizz games since they messed around back China during the Hong Kong stuff. I have a story about that when they did the thing where basically where they did not stand with the people of Hong Kong. I do have a thing for that because I have a big story that happened around Overwatch, because that happened right before Overwatch dropped on the Switch. That happened right before then. I stray away from the meta and end up not being super highly ranked. I like to make unique decks. I like to make unique decks too, but I've also been known to run like meta style decks. Like I used to run a very, very meta Hunter Burn deck, which was just, it was silly and it was fun to play. It was really fun to mirror match with it because it was a countdown to who was going to die first. It was like, who can eat who the fastest? But anyway, okay, so. One of the things I want to know. I have two options when it comes to the World of Monsters video series. I can do it all as one flat out series, and what this means is like when I cover like a franchise, I cover it in one video. And that's it. Like, cover the Necromorph species as a whole. Cover the World of Monster Hunter as a whole. Cover the World of Pokemon as a whole. Like, cover all these different things that involve monsters in one fell go. Or, I can do more like mini-series and cover parts of each world in like their own kind of like mini series within a series. Like, okay, we have these types of necromorphs in this video, then we have these types of necromorphs in these, and we have these types of necromorphs in these. We cover the Anjanath in a Monster Hunter video, then we cover the Rathalos in another one. We cover maybe ghost Pokemon in one Pokemon video, and then we cover stuff like steel types in another one. I will say it gives us way more variety. It gives us way more stuff to cover, so I can lock each thing down a little bit better. Got a Warlock Rush deck that could win turn 4 or 5 easily if the cards came right. There was one that I was trying to build around the tail end of God dog it. The tail end of when I was playing. And I just never got it off the ground the way I wanted to. Like it had like a 40% win rate. If it won, it decimated. But it won so seldomly. Maybe break it up by types. Whichever option you prefer. I mean, I'm good with making either or. I know that technically, if I make one per, like, franchise, it allows me to knock everything out that I need to know for that franchise all at once, and that franchise is one and done. Like, it's completely finished the second that I release it. I don't have to touch it again unless I choose to do something else with it. But it makes it where I either A, have to heavily condense it down into, when it comes to this video format. I have to like heavily condense everything down into like the form factor of anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. Because I don't want to make mega long video content because it'll take me too long to get it out to you guys. I'm trying to do at minimum one of these a month. And I would prefer to have it to where I have 2 of them a month. If you want me to be completely honest, what I would love to do is to have 1 a week. I know as of where I'm at this moment in time, that's impossible. I can't do it. I don't have the editing skill, knowledge, or know how to do it, nor the amount of time I would need to do all the research and recording for it, especially for stuff that's covered in games I've already played through. But with the multiple point option, it gives me more time to make each one, and I could possibly produce more than one at once, because what I could do is I could record all the footage I need. Because I could technically, like, I'm going through the entirety of Dead Space 1 and 2 right now. I'm already halfway through Dead Space 1, and I will probably be finishing it after stream tonight. Just recording its gameplay footage. I could technically record every last bit of it and then release it in chunks. This way I have all the footage already taken care of, but then I can produce each piece one bit at a time. I think both Dude and Kami may be right on this one. Could do option 1 as a wrap up for larger games like Pokemon or Monster Hunter after you've done mini episodes. And then the mini series would give me the option of being more flexible. So like essentially do like a big series wrap up whenever I want to end a franchise. Like if I want to be done with Pokemon, if I want to be done with Monster Hunter, I can just say, okay, here's everything right here. That's done. Just do one final video, like covering maybe the world itself. I know for the Necromorph series, it's not going to be super duper long, because if nothing else, I already had the one video like divided into categories of Necromorphs, because you can divide. In the beginning, you can divide Necromorphs into two categories: Infectors and Hunters. You can divide them those two territories right off the bat. So you have the ones that their entire objective is to infect as many creatures as it can. How long are you thinking for the long form video? 25, 30 minutes? If I were to cover an entire franchise, it would have to be at minimum 45 minutes. And for some franchises, it would have to be bigger. Like if I were going to cover Pokemon all in one, like that would require me to like take a minimum of 2 hours. And that's me covering everything by type, not covering any individual monsters. Which I just don't think would work Pokemon at all anyway. I'd have to be... I would probably have to miniseries that one even if I was doing a long form. For Monster Hunter, it would take several hours. Even if I was only covering one game at a time, it'd probably take several hours to cover them all at once. Unless I were just to divide them by their Wyvern typing. Because you do like Brute Wyvern, Wing Wyvern, stuff like that. But even then, like, it's going to be like 45-minute videos at a time. And you got to remember, I'm new to editing. If I were doing them via categories, like if I do them, like if I divide it like, okay, like I just do the Anjanath, I can do 12 to 15 minutes on the Anjanath, maybe 20 minutes on the Rathalos because he's got a lot more lore to him. Maybe 15 minutes on the Kezu. With the Necromorphs, I can do Slasher Necromorphs. I can do, and put all of them in one, and that'll take like 20 minutes to 25 minutes to do that, because there are a lot of Slasher type Necromorphs. Infector type Necromorphs would be like 12 to 15 minutes, stuff like this. Like stuff, I want stuff to be like, I want it to be something like you can sit down, you can just watch for a little while, and then like go and do whatever else you want to go do. If I make things that are super duper long, that's fun, but like a lot of times people aren't going to sit through super long all at once. The reason why I don't want to be like putting in several hours into it, because once we get into like hour territory, that's taking me at minimum 2 to 3 weeks to put that video together, because even with help from people like Otteron to do video editing, I'm still having to do a lot of this on my own, and I'm having to learn everything. Even with people helping me, I'm having to learn every last thing for this as I go. I've started to learn. I've produced a couple little short things here and there, and I've got kind of a basic grasp, but I still have a lot that lacks to be, I still have, there's a lot there's a lot to be desired there. So it's one of those I'm going to have to probably find a balance. my biggest one, my first big one I'm going to be doing, though, is going to be Dead Space. And that's where I think I want to get my feel for what I'm doing. I've been working really hard on that one. I've got a lot of my base ideas for the scripting down for that one. And I can divide it up. Because I have it right now written as an all-in-one. But that was my problem, is I'm still writing for it as an all-in-one. And in writing as it for an all-in-one, it has been taking an exorbitant amount of time to get everything. So maybe dividing that one up might be better. I think I might agree with you on that one, that dividing that one up might be better, just so I can do more with my time and not just feel completely burnt out after writing almost an entire volume's worth of notes in a book. Because Jesus Christ, there's stuff that even I didn't know. And I know everything about Necromorphs. I do, because like when I first played the game, I obsessed over this monster. I obsessed over learning everything about every monster in the Dead Space franchise. And it got worse when 2 came out, and then it died down a bit when 3 came out, because 3 wasn't that great. 3's not as bad as everybody likes to tell you it is, but it's definitely not great. Are you shooting on my buttons? You're looking kind of guilty. Are you shooting on my buttons again? Get him, PH. Give me BB. Step. Thank you. Who's a good boy? So with that, there's also going to be shorts that are going to be coming down the pipeline for each video. I was also going to do shorts for streams, but with everything else I'm doing, I may not be able to do shorts right before streams like I planned to, which I know for quote-unquote advertising and marketing purposes, doing shorts right before streams is a great idea. And you know what? They're absolutely right. But I think it'd be better just to do them like ahead of videos, like take a mini excerpt, take a few lines I was going to use in the core video and instead incorporate them into a short and make a short that leads into the core video for people to find, and give like give a couple like little fun facts, like almost like little Easter eggs in the shorts. So when people watch the video, it's something that's not already in the video, so they don't feel like they got cheated and they had to like listen to the same damn line twice. I know I'm rambling. I am exhausted. I didn't sleep much last night. There's a lot of stuff that went down, but I got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. We got a ton of stuff to cover tonight. But I am absolutely exhausted. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Had something kind of jar me right before stream and a couple other things. We had police and fire trucks and ambulances all down my street last night. Now, it doesn't seem like anything bad happened. From what little information I've managed to gather, it looks like there was a kitchen fire. And the person that called just says, there's a fire, my house is on fire, and freaked out. So they sent everybody, and they sent like mass amounts of everybody, and like apparently like the fire got put out right before they got there. So everyone was there, and then nothing happened. So like nothing bad actually happened, but they weren't taking any chances. And that happened in the middle of recording, and I forgot that I had my microphone on, so I had to scrap part of my recording and redo it, which that wasn't too bad. It was only like an hour and a half's worth of stuff. What's up, Mad Dog? How are you? Hey, we got the big 3. Well, a lot of times seeing a fire truck and an ambulance together isn't that uncommon. A lot of times, like, people that run fire rescue run rescue, so they also... A lot of them are trained EMTs, or at least have some training in medical efficiency to help people out. And sometimes you'll see a fire truck get there, and then you'll see an ambulance show up, because like they'll have a fire truck appear with people that are ready to help them out until an ambulance can get there to cart them off where they gotta go. Heating systems burn down a lot of houses this time of year. Well, luckily, like, nothing burnt down. There was, like, For a long time, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what happened until like a couple hours ago when I finally got a hold of somebody and was like, you know what happened? Is like apparently there was a kitchen fire and like everyone got called out and no one had to do anything. Apparently it was just an easy night. What are you doing? What are you doing? I think Kami's right. You're just being a weenie. Whoop. You want pets? He's like, yes, Dad, I want pets. He's such a weird bird. So how's it going, Mad Dog? I hope you're well. They'll come out for every call, even if an old lady falls. It's a huge waste of money. The only time they both call is if fire rescue is closer. Fire rescue's closer, they send them out first. But if an ambulance is closer, then they don't worry about it. They just send an ambulance out here. Meep. Yeah, I went meep. Random question, shoot. Acquire the pet's father. Yes. Crashes, heart attacks, fires, everything. Jesus. But, so that's going to be a big thing. So now, what videos do we have that are coming out? Like, a senior falling can actually be an emergency, broken bones, all that, especially if they're living alone. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's the reason why a lot of times you'll see fire rescue get there first, and then you'll see ambulance get there. Like, we've had it happen at my grandmother's. She'll fall, and all of a sudden, like, we'll have fire trucks in her front yard before the ambulance gets there, because the firehouse is closer to her than the hospital is. Are you going to have a regular movie night on the Discord? I'm not sure yet. We're doing some revamps to the Discord. I'm adding a couple things. I'm changing a couple things around. And on the topic of what is going to be covered in videos. So far what I've got that's being covered in videos, let me grab my phone because I actually have my list. Okay, so franchises I'm currently looking at covering in the World of Monsters series are going to be Dead by Daylight, because I do want to cover stuff in Dead by Daylight. We got Dead Space, which is going to be the first one that's coming out. We did have the Callisto Protocol. I canceled that one. There's just not enough for me to work with. I tried everything I could to salvage that. There's just not enough to work with. Silent Hill is going to be covered. Resident Evil is going to be covered. Pokemon's going to be covered. Alien Isolation is going to be covered. I am looking at possibly covering Digimon. I'm not sure if I want to cover Digimon or not, even though I probably know more about Digimon than anything else on the planet. I'm not exactly sure what the demand for that one is yet, but I am looking into it. I've got a funny one. I plan on covering, because I want this to be like an all-encompassing thing of the gaming world and weird monsters and shit in the gaming world. I'm going to cover Bowser and other minions from Mario. Now, that'll probably be just one solo video, just because like most of it's going to be taken up by Bowser. Got a few more dim cards today. What dim cards came in today? You gotta do Doom. I do plan on doing Doom. Doom is on the list. Doom is on the list. And The Witcher and Fallout are on the list. The Witcher and Fallout are both on that list as well. You're covering Jack Black? I don't know. They might be a little angry about some copyright of me grabbing Jack Black and just doing anything. Nintendo Universal have been very heavy about that. Or not Universal, Illumination, excuse me. Love me some Doom. Same? And the VB are out of customs! not an original game fan, but 2016 and Eternal are amazing. I like the original, but I know it's going to be blasphemy, but I like the later two way better. But I do still love 1, 2, and 3. I actually really love 3. The reason why I like 3 so much is 3 is the only one that's ever actually scary. Because Doom 1 and 2, as well as Doom and Doom Eternal, are not supposed to be scary. They're supposed to be action, run and gun, shoot it, blow it apart. Like, they're supposed to be like the epitome of a power fantasy. And I love and respect them for that. But I still think Doom 3 holds a very good spot just because it was actually trying to be scary in points. If you ever decide to have another movie night, I have a suggestion. I think we should watch Nope. I don't have access to that movie. If I get access to that movie, we could work on it. But I have to have proper access to that movie. Mostly just covering games for World of Monsters. As of right now, yes, I am just covering games for World of Monsters. I'm making the series World of Monsters, so everything in it has to have monsters and or creatures of some kind. And those are the focus. I'm not focusing things that are very heavily, like, human-oriented kind of type deal, because, like, I'm the kind of person who's notorious for basically writing bestiaries for, like, my D&D campaigns, stuff like this, and cataloging all the information I can about monsters. This all started back when I was playing Pokemon as a small child, and you go through, like, trying to fill up your Pokedex. I used to, back when playing Fallout 3, New Vegas, and Fallout 4, have a book this thick of just notes I took down on every single last monster across the Commonwealth and all other territories. I don't know if I'll do Lord of the Rings monsters as an episode. Because even though there are Lord of the Rings video games, you don't, like, their main focus is still their movies. So the reason why, like, even though I like a lot of horror movies, I'm not going to cover a ton of horror movie characters, at least not starting out. This may change. I may add more stuff to this. I may do other things eventually. But as of right now, like, I've already given myself a massive list. Like, I actually had to cut this list down because it wasn't just video games initially. It was video games, horror movies, and anime. Because I was going to cover, like, shit like Chainsaw Man and High School of the Dead and stuff like this. And though I would still love to do those, I think gaming's where I need to stick my wheelhouse for right now. Because if I add too much to this, nothing's going to get done. I've already made this list just huge. This list is already huge. High School of the Dead. I love High School of the Dead. What's your problem with High School of the Dead? High School of the Dead is good. Though be it Magical Girl Apocalypse, the manga for that is far better because it's what High School of the Dead should have been. See, Angoramon, Jellymon, Hermit in the Jungle, New Metal Empire, Volcanic Beat, and Blizzard Fang. I love all those dim cards. I'm not as big on the Angoramon and the Jellymon ones, especially since they're remaking those and they have their canon megas in them now, because the original ones don't. Because I have the original of those two of Angoramon, Jellymon, and Gamamon, and they include some awesome mega levels for them, but none of them are what they canonically change into. They're including those in the new BE dims, so I think those are a little bit better in my opinion. Also, they had less Digimon in them as a whole, but they were also cheaper, so, like, I can't really argue them that much. They do still have some powerful Digimon. Like, it's the only way to get the Gamamon one's the only way to get Chaos Dramon, and I think Ancient Mermaid Mon is only available in Jellymons, and that's a really good mega level as well. Those two were cheap. and a trusted retailer, so I figured why not for now. I mean, they're not, as I said, they're not bad. I own them too. They used to be like one of the best things you could buy, because even though they had less Digimon, they also gave you more storage in the original app. Now that you have unlimited storage in the newest app, it doesn't matter. But it used to be that used to be like a mandatory purchase if you owned a Vital Bracelet, just so because they would give, usually a DIM card would give you 1 additional storage. Those would give you 4 each. That was more than worth it. New Metal Empire is probably my favorite DIM card. And this comes from someone who likes Dark Digimon and has stuff like Pumpkinmon and everything in the Dark DIM. New Metal Empire, though, probably had all of my favorites, because it had Machine Dramon, it had Heavy Loader Leomon, and a bunch of other stuff. Like, I love the Steel one. And how's it going, Zach? How you been? Is there a new season of Digimon in the works? I don't know. I know that Ghost Game's still been going on. I'm still trying to catch up in Ghost Game, because I got behind back in October, and I've just been having to try to catch up in it. It wouldn't surprise me if there was a new one. Digimon's like seeing kind of a revival as of late. But yeah, so there are tons of stuff that I do want to go over in the future, but the list I've given y'all for right now, I think is what I want to stick with at the moment. I'm doing this for multiple reasons. One is because it's all stuff that I at least have some knowledge on, with the exception of The Witcher. I have very little knowledge on The Witcher. And I'm going to be covering The Witcher 3 specifically, but I get to cover that. I decided to cover that one because it crosses over with what I'm doing with Monster Hunter, because the Lich appears both in Monster Hunter and in The Witcher 3. So I decided to go ahead and just cover Witcher 3 as a whole, because I need to play that game anyway. And I want to play that game. But with the others, not only am I covering them because I have a base knowledge of, like, I have a mass knowledge of Silent Hill, mass knowledge of Dead Space, decent knowledge of Monster Hunter, a massive, overwhelming knowledge of Fallout, a pretty heavy knowledge of Resident Evil, massive knowledge on Pokemon, decent knowledge of Mario, and all these others. The Lich appears in Monster Hunter. Yes, specifically Monster Hunter World is a DLC character. He's scary as shit. He was like free DLC. He was crossover DLC. The big hulking thing with the deer skull and the antlers and all that other kind of stuff. But I'm covering these not only because I have a knowledge of them, but also from a YouTuber's perspective, it's a good idea to cover them now, because these are also my favorite franchises, and they're either all currently relevant, or they're going to become relevant over the course of this year and next year. Will you be streaming Resident Evil 4 Remaster when it re-releases? Yes! Or when it releases? Yes, I do plan on that. And I plan on streaming that one, and I'm also going to be releasing my Resident Evil chapter of this stuff around the time that 4 comes out. See, I'm trying to be a big YouTuber now. Yay! I'm probably never going to see big YouTuber numbers on it, but I have to treat this like a big YouTuber would. I have no idea if it's actually going to go anywhere, but I'm having fun doing it, and I think that even if not a single new person sees it, I think you guys will enjoy it. Because you guys seem to like when I go in depth on any game that I play. Like, if I know about a universe and I can talk for hours on end on it, y'all seem to enjoy it. Also, hello by accident. I'm not sure if I actually said hello to you when you came in, but hello, welcome. Hope you're well. My brain stopped. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, y'all usually like to hear about the franchise that I'm playing about. Like, if I am playing Silent Hill and I'm talking about the world and the monsters and this, that, and the other, you guys seem to enjoy that pretty good. If I'm talking about, like, the weird monsters in Resident Evil, because I know Resident Evil very well. Or if I'm talking about all the different weird Pokedex entries in Pokemon and the weird shit that people do with Pokemon. Like, if I'm talking about this stuff, y'all seem to enjoy it. So if I can make y'all additional content based around these things to give you more of that stuff that like is harder for me to just spew off the top of my head during a live stream. And if y'all get a chance to actually enjoy it, if I can give y'all extra of what y'all already get, I think that would be a plus. I think that would be fun. I think that'd be great for you guys. So even if it doesn't do like thousands upon thousands of views, as long as you guys get to see it, I'll be pretty happy with it. So I've burned all my cards, Marvel, NBA, Magic the Gathering, when we separated, eventually divorced. I know that pain. My ex-wife melted all my Legos, as well as a ton of other collectibles I had. She was not a nice person. We're not going to get into her right now. Hi. This is all he wants. This is all he ever wants. Made of rubber. Legos will make you go bald and red? How will Legos make you go bald and red? You got a haircut. Yes, I did. I did get a haircut. It was one of the things that was promised when we were rebuilding the PC. And we got it cut live on stream, the last stream we had, which was Saturday. Just put a bunch of Orion shorts up on days off to make the algorithm happy with you. I sometimes feel like that's what I should do. I sometimes feel like I should just like have just random Orion shorts for people. Because he's cute. He has nothing to do with video games though. What I need to do is like make him like little like horror game themed costumes and just let him be Angie. So he just felt too fast. I mean, like I blink once and it's already nighttime. Honestly, I feel the same. Like I feel like it's like, oh, I want to get so much accomplished today, and I was getting a lot accomplished, but I feel like the day went by so fast where I thought I normally could have gotten more accomplished. Well, how you doing, Made of Rubber? I hope you're doing well. You might... What exactly do you want me to call you? I was like, do you mind if I just call you Rubber? And I was like, wait. Don't nod at that! He's like, okay. It's like, what would you prefer to be called? You just want to be called Rubber? I was like, wait, maybe not. Need to double check. But did anything to do with dragons and had a whole game room with nothing but dragon knickknacks and posters. She burned all those also. Jesus Christ. That's rough. Most, well, I say most, no, not most, but a good chunk of my collectibles I managed to save and not have to worry about. Let's see, what my ex was notorious for doing was selling my stuff on eBay without letting me know and keeping the money. I showed my bird the Halloween films. You'll never believe what happens next. Just give him a little custom stabby bird knife so he goes stabbing people. Stabby, stabby, stabby. You see this? Do y'all see this? It's like, Dad, pet. Oh my God. You're a big baby. It's like your head got close to me. That means it's time for more adoration and affection. So that's what I just need to do. Just post videos of Orion being angry he's not getting pets. Well, the best way to look at it is at least you're not around them now. And possibly you can rebuild. That's what I did. I rebuilt. We got new shiny things. Different shiny things. I miss a lot of the shiny things I did get rid of. There are some things that I will never get back. The prize piece of my collection, I will never own again. It makes me depressed every time I think about it. Darksiders maybe this year coming? There's not enough for me to cover in Darksiders. Not at least not for the realm of monsters. It could be a lore style video eventually, but as of right now, no. As said, I am going to try to tackle this a little bit more from like the side of things like a bigger channel normally would, where I'm going to be covering stuff that is a little more current, stuff that's like Dead Space. The reason why we're focusing down Dead Space so quickly. The hell? The reason why we're focusing Dead Space down so quickly is even though I want to do Dead Space, we're covering it down because it's got a remake coming out this month that I plan on streaming. Come on, chat, go. You want to stream? I don't know if I'm going to stream it this year or not. A lot of stuff I'm going to be streaming is going to be tethered to... a lot of stuff I'm going to be covering is going to be covered to videos that are coming out. There are a few games I'm going to cover that won't have videos behind them. Like, I'm going to cover Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm going to stream Sonic the Hedgehog. I could possibly turn that into a video anyway, just for the fuck of it, just because it's Talking Hedgehog. I could find a way to make that work. But I do know I'm going to be streaming the new Sonic Frontiers. I do know that I am going to stream Cyberpunk this year, just because I have been wanting to for a very long time, and I finally have a computer powerful enough to run it. So I do know that'll be covered. I will be covering a couple of like random indie titles throughout the course of the year that are just for me to stream because I want to. Like, let me pull up my list. Like, I know I'm going to cover the new Jedi game when it comes out because I loved Fallen Order and I want to play the sequel really bad. I know I'm going to play through The Witcher 3, but that's also video related. I'm probably going to play through Horizon Zero Dawn finally because I've never played it. Cyberpunk is going to get played this year because I never got a chance to play it. Let's see. What else is in this list? We're going to be doing some stuff for the back rooms. Why is this trying to play something that I have not told it to play? Stop that. Stop repeating that one song. There we go. Fixed. What's up, Julian? How are you? How's it going, sad boy? Holy Feathers, stop by to say hi and give a like. Gotta go back and hang out with Rakita's Locals chat. I hope you're good. I am having a fantastic night. Have a wonderful night, sad boy. Go forth, enjoy. Hope you get to enjoy your chats over there. We're just having a chat and chill stream tonight. I'm updating people on some stuff that's coming to the channel, some stuff we're doing. But I hope you have a wonderful night. I'm here for Cyberpunk. That's going to be funny. I am excited for Cyberpunk. I know it is still a buggy mess, but it's a buggy mess I can finally play. And I have somehow, with the exception of the anime, been completely blind to that series. I haven't watched any playthroughs. I haven't watched any other stuff. I've managed to stay completely clean on that series so I could go into it completely fresh. So I think that was going to be fun. So man, it's fine. You play PS5, right? It's fine. I actually play on PC. I had a PS5 for a while. I no longer have a PS5. I just wasn't getting enough on it that was exclusive to it. So we wound up upgrading the PC to something that was more powerful than what I had out of it, and wound up just not getting it, or not going with that one anymore. Because I didn't have a normal PS5. I didn't have the one with the disc drive. I had the digital only one. And with them what I wasn't aware of when I bought that one was that they took away digital rights from stores, so you couldn't buy digital copies of your games in a store like Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, or anything else like I used to. And I used to go in and buy digital copies of them because those would go on sale in stores when the physical copies did. Now they don't allow you to do that, so it's only when PlayStation puts it on sale, and PlayStation sales aren't always that great, and they don't happen very often. So if you have a digital only, you get kind of screwed. So I was like, screw it, I'll go back to maining PC because I have to be a cheap gamer. That screws people. It does, and they were going through a lawsuit because of it. I think that's still ongoing. But because of that, I was just like, you know what? We're going to focus down on upgrading the PC, and I'll just... It was supposed to be in June. I was supposed to upgrade the PC in June, but then my computer died last month! So we wound up upgrading early. But that was always the battle plan. Like, I got rid of it, my thought process is, well, I'm going to upgrade my computer this coming year anyway, so I might as well just do that and just have something that runs at the same power or more. And my system's just a smidge more powerful than PS5, so it works. And I get as you said, I get mods. All those PS4 games. And see, that I will say that does kind of suck, but like it's far cheaper for me to rebuy a PS4 later if I want one. Because like you can get a PS4 now for like $110. And I do have a ton of PS4 games. I have a slew of PS4 games. Which was originally why we went with digital, was I thought I could still buy digital codes cheaply through there, and most of my library on my PS4 before it was digital. So I was like, oh, this will be fine, and then it wasn't fine. But if I have to go back and play PS4 games, like there's one that I absolutely need, I'll go back and do that. That's another reason why we decided to stick mostly with PC, is a lot of PlayStation's exclusive titles are starting to come out on Steam now. Like God of War is on Steam. Ragnarok will probably be on Steam in about a year. Both Spider-Mans, they're on Steam. Horizon Zero Dawn, it's on Steam. Like, they do the same thing that Microsoft does now. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting there saying, oh, PC gaming's absolutely the best ever, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not exactly what I'm saying either. You can, there are games that are still worth owning a console for, as well as buying a console. It's far cheaper than upgrading a computer to run the same shit. Bloodborne, sadly, isn't on PC. I'm shocked. I am shocked to this day that Bloodborne's not on there yet. Especially when they started releasing everything else. Mad Dog likes robots passing on. Mad Dog, you like robots? I am a nerd. What are we talking about? Like, I'm like, oh, you're the nerd. No, I'm the biggest nerd. Look at my wall and tell me otherwise. PC can do so much more, so it's much easier though. It is. Now, the reason why I say that, the reason why I don't ever say like PC Master Race, so when it comes to gaming though, is because I've been a console gaming for a very long time, for a massive amount of time. Like I grew up on consoles and PCs, because the first things that I owned were a Commodore 64 and a Commodore 128 computer units and a Sega Genesis. So like I grew up playing both PC and console gaming the entirety of my life. I can see the advantages of both. Hell, there are some games I play on PC I still use a controller for. Like most third-person shooters are still far better built for a controller. Like playing a game like Dead Space, Resident Evil, those work better with a controller than they do with a mouse and keyboard. Resident Evil 7, though, I would far want to play on PC because of mouse and keyboard support. But there are various different reasons to own both and to run through both. Year it was released in the US. I wasn't born yet. That was 86. I wasn't born until 88. Though be it, I did have a ColecoVision because my mom had one, so I inherited that from her. And so that's just it. As a live streamer, what's really funny is even though I play a lot on PC, I have a PC and do a lot of stuff on PC. My most streamed amount of games is on my Switch. The weakest console I have that's streamable aside from my GameCube. Where are these updates? Well, I've been talking about video updates. I've been talking about what games we're going to cover in those updates, what games we're going to cover in general, just on stream. So what you've missed is the announcement of the World of Monsters series that'll be dropping this month, right before the Dead Space remake comes out, with the first video talking about necromorphs. I'll be covering Dead Space, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Pokemon. I'm going to be covering Bowser from the Mario franchise because I want to. Silent Hill, Monster Hunter, The Witcher, Doom, and a few other games and franchises in that series. So there's that. That's one thing you've missed. Oh, and Fallout as well. So that's one thing you've missed. We're going to be playing most of those games also on stream, but we're also going to be playing games like Cyberpunk on stream, a few indies like Chroma Squad on stream, among other things. I talked a little bit about making shorts to go along with those videos. I was originally also going to be making shorts that would go along with streams. That's going to need scrapped so I can have more time to do them for videos. We may be releasing Orion-themed content as shorts just because, why not? On days where there's a drought and I don't have anything to post, we may just say, hey, look, it's Orion and he hopes you're doing awesome today. And that's what we've been so far talking about. Damn it, Kami!
Got him!
I have a couple other things that I am going to cover. For one, we are going to be revamping some things here for stream. There's going to be new stuff here for stream. Like, what are you doing? He nipped at me. He's like, Dad, here. He's such a big baby. Cyberpunk is great. That game made me cry so bad. I haven't played it, and I've managed to stay completely blind to it, except for the anime. I watched the anime because, like, I had to, and that made me want to play the game even more than I already did. Which if you haven't seen Cyberpunk Edge Runners, go watch that shit. That's my anime of the year for 2022. I'm sorry. And this comes from someone who watched a lot of really good shit this year. That's my favorite. That's the one. That's the one I gotta have. So, now there are a couple reasonings why I'm doing doing all these changes. Dang it! I literally looked down for like a there it got
it,
dude. You're a weenie. And my brain stopped working. Shit. For one, I want to make these videos because I've been wanting to make them for a long time, and I now have all the power in the world to do it. So I have absolutely no excuses to not do it anymore. In all seriousness, though, dude, and I still have to watch. We'll have to watch Edge Runners, dude. You do. Oh my God, is it good? Just watch it, please. Just watch it. Just watch it. It is so good. Oh my God, that series made me cry, and it is beautiful. As well as it's made by Studio Trigger, which I am biased towards. That is my favorite animation company ever, so I'll admit where my biases lie. But you need to see it. Everyone needs to see it. If you watch anime at all, watch it. Oh my God. Simply don't know how to. But there's a couple reasons why I'm doing the video series. For one, I just fucking want to do it. I've wanted to do it forever, and I don't have any excuses anymore as to why I can't. My computer's more than powerful enough to handle it now. I don't have any excuses anymore. It gets done. Period. It's happening. You guys showed me all the fucking support in the world and made sure that we are still up and running. So I'm going to give y'all everything that I possibly can. And videos is something I can give you guys. But it's also been something I've just always wanted to do. I wanted to do that well before I was a streamer. This video series I've been working on, I have had ideas for and have rewritten ideas for since before I was actually streaming, because I wanted to be a video content creator, which I never thought I would be. I never thought I'd be a content creator of any kind. I never thought I'd be a streamer. But I always wanted to like make this kind of like a fun hobby. And now I can, so that's happening. But I also want to do it because if it does do well and it does succeed, then if it does well and it does succeed, and if it does take off, and fuck, even if it makes anything out of it eventually, for one, it could possibly get us new peeps to say hello to. Or it could make it where y'all don't have to worry about us as much. Because, like, I know you guys worry about us financially. It's part of the reason why y'all donate here, which I appreciate. Because it keeps us... Why is it anytime you see my hand, you're, like, following it? Like, I can scratch my own head. I don't have to scratch yours. So maybe I can make it where y'all won't have to worry as much. What are your PC specs? My PC specs are an NVIDIA 3080 graphics card, an Intel Ryzen... Not an Intel... Jesus, an Intel Ryzen. A Ryzen 9... you can tell how tired I am. A Ryzen 9 12 core. 32 gigs of RAM. And combined total across both sticks of M.2, it's just over 2 terabytes of M.2 memory, and all that good jazz. Like those are the big like honking things everyone needs to know. But like I guess it's everything that would tell you if we're good or not. Yeah, you're good for a while. Indeed. Like, that was the thing, is we were trying to future-proof for a while, because when we built the last one, we did not future-proof for anything. I had a laptop that just wasn't cutting it, so, like, I was trying to get off of said laptop. So, I built the other one, we went incredibly budget build, and I am very shocked we lasted as long as we did, without it completely losing its shit. Because I wound up doing way more with it than I should have been able to do, and I pushed that thing to its absolute limits on more than one case. This is all he wants. He's such a needy baby. Such a needy baby. Hi, everyone. Yes, that's him. He's like, hi, everybody. Look at me. I get all daddy's love. Doody 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 doo. Doody 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 doo. Also sent me a thing. Step. Thank you. Oh, Jesus. Thank you for that heads up. That's very important. Duly noted. How to make it 555. Get more pets. Doody 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 doo. You got 555 pets, my dude. I have not seen the new Puss in Boots, but I really want to. It looks so damn good! I'm an animation nerd and fanatic, and I want to see it, like, stupid bad! Holy shit. Me, just watching an hour ago, and it's amazing. speaking of other things, though, there are a couple other additional updates. For one, I'm changing something for members. I'm going to be changing the button system completely. If you are on the Discord and you want to launch your suggestions at me, feel free. If you like something in particular, if you think something would be cool for members to have that's not a button, then let me know. If there's still a button type idea that you like, let me know. We'll see. But I am changing around that whole system. I gotta make it simpler because it gets lost in the course of streams. And because it gets lost in the course of streams, I don't get to give y'all something that you guys have, that is just for you guys. So I'm gonna be making changes to the whole entire system. If you don't alert me to it, then I'm just gonna change it all on my own and just go from there, which I can do. But I'm giving y'all guys the option to tell me what y'all may want. Step. Be a weenie up there for a minute. Cards are also getting a complete rework and revamp. And by complete rework and revamp, it's not a complete rework and revamp. Just cards are getting redone. A lot of the older ones are getting new animations. I am removing any card that hasn't been played in a long, long time. I'm going to be removing some. When I remove them, you'll get the dust equivalent for the card, so you're not going to be like just screwed and not have anything for it. But they are going to be getting changed up. There are going to be a lot of cards that get retired, and when those cards get retired, there's going to be some new cards that are going to be coming in. As well as the raid boss system is going to finally have every single attack card animated. That should be by next week. Won't be this week, it'll be next week. Because I'm doing them just a few at a time so it don't burn my brain out. Moving along with my 1660 Super, 16 gigs of RAM, i5 11th gen, waiting till I can make some money this summer, and hopefully prices come down for me to upgrade. See, what I had beforehand was I want to say it was in... Let me double check before I put my foot in my mouth. Because I have my old list of specs. It. Yep, that's it. I had an NVIDIA 1070. Had Intel i7, which was pretty good, but it was low. It was low on the core end of things. The biggest problem for that one was its motherboard. It also was only running on like 16 gigs of RAM. And the motherboards wound up dying on that, and is what completely ate everything in the end. We finally figured it out because it was caught like it died, but like before it died, everything was just either starting to overheat or lose its shit. Like everything started to go wrong with that. But it seems like the final part that just bit the absolute dust. So I wound up checking a couple things where I could. The thing that is now completely 100% dead in that computer and is not working anymore is the motherboard. And for gaming purposes, a 1070 is not bad. An i7 processor is not bad. 16 gigs of RAM is not bad. If you're budget gaming, it's not bad. I'm telling you, like if you want to build a computer cheap, those parts are great to build a computer cheap. It will run. It will be fine. It's just going to run slow on some of the pretty games. But if you're trying to do a lot of shit with it, it don't like that. I was getting to the point where there were games I could not stream because it wouldn't let me play them. It would not let me stream them and play them at the same time. Some of you have nephews, right? I have several nephews. I have 5? Zombie Baby, we have 5 nephews now, right? And then 2 nieces? Main tower has an AMD Athlon 64. The PC has mileage and Windows. Jesus! That's nuts! I have heard of the show Bluey. Weirdly enough, I didn't hear about the show Bluey through my nephews. I heard it through, for one, a couple random animation YouTubers I watch, or cartoon reviewers I watch, excuse me, there's a difference. As well as I've heard about it through a few of my friends in the nerd communities around here. What's the update? It's a lot of stuff. But why do you ask? Yes, I have heard of it. I haven't watched it. I've heard it's great. Like, it's a kid's show. It's supposed to be more of a younger kid's show. But I've heard that, like, they put a lot of stuff in it that, like, adults that are watching it with their kids can still very easily enjoy. Like, I've heard good things about it. I've heard that, like, it's pretty much one of those shows that, like, almost anybody can watch. And it's okay. Like, it's meant for younger kids, but, like, if you're having to watch it with your kids or whatever, should be absolutely fine. It has some bloody good jokes in it. I've been hearing a lot of people compare it to, like, to essentially what My Little Pony was back in, like, the 2010s, the late 2010s. But I couldn't get into My Little Pony. I couldn't. I gave that show a full season and a half because I dated multiple people that liked that show, and it would always come on like right before Transformers Prime would, and I love Transformers Prime, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not gonna blindly hate it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I tried. Lord, I tried, but I couldn't do it. I still see them pop up every once in a while. You see them more frequently at cons than you do just randomly floating around online nowadays. But they're nowhere near as big as they used to be. Compared to bronies. To be honest, I don't think that will happen. I mean, I kind of agree with Byron. I've been seeing a lot of memes come out that make it look like it's kind of looking like it's going that way. I was around as a kid for the OG. I was and I wasn't. It came out in like, what, 80, 84, 85? I want to say it was 85. The movie was 86, and that's still my favorite movie ever. I actually have an original poster for that movie. Now, I was born in 88, so technically I wasn't around for the original series. But I was, because my dad was military and we were stationed... feathers. This is not your only feathers account. Chill. I was on a military base out in Germany with my dad when I was a kid. So, like, in the 90s, the original series showed up on base. So, I was there for when it arrived in other places. And I still have, like, a shit ton of the original toy line, as well as I got a lot of the newer toys back here. Like, one of my absolute favorites ever is a newer toy, but it is the be-all and end-all in my top 10 favorites. It is a Masterpiece Collection Grimlock. I love this toy. Love it. It's superposable, transforms. It's really pretty. I think I need to get new... Yeah, I need to get new batteries for it, because the light's not dead, but it's going that way. One of my all-time absolute favorite collectibles is him. Yeah, I dropped this one. I'm going to have to just pick all that up in a minute. The OG Optimus Prime that transformed to the Autobot City. So you're talking about the one that came with the big trailer and all that other good jazz? See, I like a lot of the older toys, but also, like, I look at a lot of the older toys, especially the ones from the 80s, because I have a lot of the ones from the 80s, because, like, I have Hot Rod, which is just the car variation, and I have Rodimus Prime, which is the one that came with the trailer. I have both of those, and, like, I have feathers in my mouth because of you, damn. The points of articulation on those is so bad, but like a lot of them came with, they still had metal parts, stuff like that. I do like that, but like a lot of the older ones, just like they had very little points of articulation, movement, and all this, that, and the other, and they suffer from something known as gold plastic syndrome. A lot of them break if they get cold. A lot of their plastic breaks if they ever get cold. So that was always my issue with the older ones. I've missed a bit here. Never watched a full episode of Blue, but the clips I've seen are genuinely funny. I know I'll probably wind up watching that one because I have nephews and because we have younger children in the family now. So I'm not going to be surprised if it winds up running again. Laptop I game on the tower is for web browsing and old school games. I can see the reasoning for keeping an old school computer because I have to jump through hoops getting some things to run on Windows 10. Like, Fallout 3, trying to get Fallout 3 to run on Windows 10 is a goddamn nightmare. Same with New Vegas. Let's see. I've already watched that. When I watch my friends' kids and they watch My Little Pony, I want to bang my head on in a wall watching it. It definitely wasn't for me. It was not. Because Osho watched this stupid YouTube channel that role plays with Barbies, and I'm like, I'm not drunk enough. Call me childish, but there are a few episodes that got me teary-eyed and while watching it. I don't give people shit for watching anything. I don't. I'm not going to give you shit for watching anything. Fuck, I go back and watch the original Power Rangers and watch the newer Power Rangers side by side it. Like, I don't have any problem with anybody watching anything. Like, because I said, I fucking watch Power Rangers. That shit's not meant for my age demographic, but I still fucking enjoy the shit out of it. Haven't to all my Transformers, play with them hard with another friend, so they most likely just fell apart. I have some of my old ones that you could definitely tell they were played with. Like, I have some, like, from the... I think the series I had the most as a kid was Beast Wars. If you want to rant, Teen Titans Go. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. Because I can rant about that, but I'm also... It's not going to go the way you think. Let's see. So what did y'all think of the Splatfest results? I was kind of surprised they were as spread out as they were. But I'm happy that they were. Got like a 3-foot-tall Voltron that was remote control. I thought I was the coolest kid down. Oh, I would have too. You can partially see it in the camera there. Behind the main cast of Rangers here, that robot right there, that is a Lego Voltron. It is huge, and it is the best. I've watched Power Rangers Samurai. I have watched bits and pieces of Samurai because my nephews really liked Samurai when they were little. It's one I still need, like, I watched the Japanese version of that, and it is vastly different. Okay, so on Teen Titans, you have Teen Titans, you have Teen Titans Go. Everyone knows as far as like your animated series go. And of course you have Young Justice as well, which is essentially the Teen Titans again. I really like the 2000s Teen Titans cartoon. Everybody and their grandmother does. Great show. Ended horribly. Because it didn't get its final season. What? And it truly needed its final season. Then we get Teen Titans Go. When Teen Titans Go first came out, I hated it. I'm gonna be completely straightforward and honest. I hated it just like everybody else did. I hated it. but I would keep coming back to it. Like, it would show up again, and I would wind up watching it. And honestly, yeah, it ended on a cliffhanger. It ended on the cliffhanger between Terra and Beast Boy. And they made the movie for it and just said, disregard that last episode, basically. Yes. As Teen Titans, though, kept going, in my personal opinion, as Teen Titans Go kept going, it actually got better. It's still bad, but it is also very self-aware. It's aware of how older fans feel. And they actually comment on this. They show, like, they even have, like, a crossover between the old Titans from the Teen Titans 2000 series and Teen Titans Go. And it's actually pretty good. There are episodes of that show that are actually really good. And it's hard for me to tell people that because a lot of people just don't want to listen to it. They don't. They're like, it's Teen Titans Go. I don't care if it's good. I don't want to see it. There's one that's just like dedicated to 80s media, movies, and rock. That is phenomenal. If Zombaby's in the chat, she should know the episode because we watched it together and we sat there flabbergasted. We're like, this is Go, right? We don't like Go. This is Go. We don't like this. Why do we like this? You know, and like after that, they started making better episodes. Like they have an entire canon reason as to why the original series is the way it is and why Go is the way that it is. That is the best episodes, and the animation was better. Yeah, and that was part of it was, yeah, they changed the animation for those episodes. But there were also a lot of jokes that they started putting in after like season 2, around the end of season 2 and start up of season 3 of that series, where they start putting in jokes to make sure they are aware, as well as, if you don't, stop. Chill. As well as over time, like they get a little more pop culture related as opposed to just always aiming for the lowbrow comedy of like fart jokes and stuff like that and just random screaming. They're not as good as this, don't get me wrong, don't get this twisted, but they tried to go they've started over like the last couple years trying to go the Animaniacs route in how they cover stuff. And it's not always good, but it has its moments where it works out fairly well. As well as, okay, now here's the one. Like I want to suggest this. I'm going to tell you to watch it. You're not going to believe me, but I'm going to tell you to watch it because it's worth a watch. Because it actually got a good laugh out of me occasionally. The best part of the whole Go franchise, aside from the actual episodes I mentioned, is the movie. I know, but trust me, go watch it. It actually gets some good, decent laughs out of it. It pokes a lot of fun at Warner Brothers and hero movies as a whole. And I'm kind of shocked that Warner Brothers let them put it out. I love the original Ben 10. It was a phenomenal series. I liked how they told stuff. I like how the stories went for it. I love the animation for the original. When it came to the series after it, the Alien series, the Alien Force, and Ultimate Alien, and this, that, and the other, they're still okay. Some of those transformations are awesome. Some of the stories are pretty decent. And they leave the format of Monster of the Week in favor for a more coherent storyline in that series. But I hate that they retconned so much out of the first 4 seasons. I had a lot of issue with that. So for a long time, I did not watch that. I didn't watch that series until the 2nd season came out. And I wound up binge watching the first one because I found out I enjoyed it, though I still had problems with the retconning. But everything after Teenage Ben is kind of eh. I love me some Captain Planet. But like, on top of Teen Titans Go, like they've become even more self-aware. Like, I'm still shocked that this was allowed, that they were allowed to get away with the joke. They have a bit where they have to get into Joker's lair, and they're trying to talk to Joker's henchmen to convince them to let them in. So they're impersonating the Joker, and Beast Boy impersonates Heath Ledger, and then he does a good job as it. He scares the hell out of the henchman, and it works. It works. And then Cyborg impersonates Jack Nicholson's version of Joker. And it worked. It was good. And then Robin does Jared Leto. Immediately learns the bad guys and bad shit's happening. Bad guys aren't happy. But neither is his team. His whole team just looks at us like, the fuck are you doing? And he's like, I'm doing my Jared Leto impression. And then it's looking at us like, you never go Jared Leto. What's wrong with you? Like, they just give him complete flack and shit for being Jared Leto Joker. And it was fucking hilarious. That is horrifically self-aware. And I love that they could do that. So it's gotten better. It just took it like 4 seasons to get there. Oh, don't even get me started on innuendos put in older cartoons. Like, look at the original Batman series. You have Harley and the Joker, which for one shows like the absolute horrificness of that relationship. They don't hold anything back. That cartoon goes to great lengths to tell you, do not romanticize this relationship. But then they also had jokes in there with Harley literally walking up to the Joker and being like, you want to rev your Harley? Wearing goddamn lingerie. This was shown on a Saturday morning fucking cartoon. What? Or her busting out of a cake, just covered in white goo. They knew what the fuck they were doing. There was shit slipped into those cartoons that there's jokes slipped into that. The searching for fingerprints joke in Animaniacs. Anyway, if you know, you know. Like, Lord, there were so many adult jokes. There were adult jokes in Rugrats, especially in the early episodes of Rugrats. Like Grandpa Lou and the Space Vixens from Mars. Yeah, I fucking caught that shit. Me and my grandma and my cousin was supposed to watch the movie, but instead saw the Ant-Man movie. I'll say the Ant-Man movie is probably a better movie, but I still really like the Teen Titans Go movie. I didn't think I was going to like that one. Well, can I ask you a question? Yeah, I thought about that one too. I was like, but the Grandpa Lou one just hits the nail right on the head. Batman the Animated Series. Don't romanticize this. This is awful. Some folks, we're going to use this as a roadmap to a relationship. Oh man, the amount of Joker and Harley cosplays where they do up all the stuff for where they're like heavy into like the Joker Harley romance. People that get the Joker and Harley tattoos that are all about the romance and like this is what true love looks like. As like if that's your vision of true love, you need to be calling somebody. You need to be calling somebody. You need to see a therapist. If that is your definition of true love, you got some problems in that relationship and y'all need to work them out. Like hard, like that's like there is no question on that one because Joker legitimately is stated over and over in every iteration he is in to having no love for Harley. And the second she ever becomes useless to him, he drops her like a sack of hammers. It was so bad after the Suicide Squad movie came out that in the comics, they were doing everything they could to reinforce how bad that whole relationship was. As a Margot Robbie fan, I have to thank those cartoons and the writers. The only good thing about Suicide Squad from everybody I heard that saw it, because like I refused to watch it. I refused to watch that one. Was literally Harley in that one. Which is why the second movie for that initially just focused on her with Birds of Prey. And apparently that one didn't do good. And I like Margot Robbie. I do. You're just a big baby. I heard that Margot Robbie was going to be Barbie in that new movie. That kind of trips me out. Since we're on the topic of TV shows and we've been talking about DC, I already told Byron to go watch this shit, but I'm going to tell everybody here to go watch this. If you have HBO Max and the ability to go watch this, go watch Doom Patrol. Oh my god, go watch Doom Patrol. I have been sleeping on this series for a hot minute, and I am regretting not watching it sooner. It is so goddamn good. Go watch that shit. It is worth a watch. It is absolutely worth a watch. I've been obsessively watching it for like the last 4 days. Birds of Prey was only good for a sandwich joke. Damn. See, that's another one I haven't watched. I feel like I need to watch it just to say that I watched the bad movies. There's a Teen Titans Go commentary of the movie Space Jam. Dude, what? Step. Oh, there was another one I watched. I actually watched the Black Adam movie recently. And I will say it's not the greatest DC movie out there, but I actually enjoyed it. I also watched the new Batman. And it was decent. It's not Dark Knight level, and in my opinion, it's not Tim Burton Batman level either. But it was still way better than I expected. It was definitely way better than like Batman versus Superman. Both Space Jam movies are bad. Both Space Jam movies are bad, but the first one is like so bad it's good. It's worth a watch and it's fun to watch. I can go back and watch that and still like enjoy it. Lunatics Unleashed. Oh, when they gave the Looney Tunes goddamn superpowers. You see him, he sees me scratching my head and he's like, are you gonna pet me? And Peacemaker series are both really good. I need to look into those. I really need to look into those. But yeah, I actually watched Lunatics Unleashed. I used to watch that like every weekend. Like I used to watch it every Saturday when it came on Kids WB, and I enjoyed that cartoon. I've tried going back and watching it since. I should have left it in my past of enjoying it, because it's not good. But I used to like it back then. It's called Teen Titans Go See Space Jam. I may have to look into that. Margot Robbie is also in a movie called Terminal. Deserves more press than it got. I think it's even free here on YouTube. I may have to check that out. I haven't heard of that one. Watch the movie before the series. All right, I can do that. That's been on my list of things to watch. I heard great things about it. Let's see, what else was there? Like, I liked the new Batman movie. Which I was shocked. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not, but I liked it. It's not great. There's one thing I would change about the new Batman movie, and this would make everything so much better for the new Batman movie. It's one thing. It is a simple goddamn fix, and it bothers the shit out of me because it was such an easy fix. It was such an easy fix, and like it would make it a lot easier to watch. Whoever the fuck did that guy's makeup did him dirty. Whoever did his makeup throughout the entirety of that movie did him dirty. Like, Batman's supposed to have like this kind of like grizzled kind of look to him. And the way they did his makeup throughout the entirety of that movie for the new Batman movie, they give him such a soft looking face and appearance. Like, he looks like his face has never taken a punch in its life. It's super smooth. It looks like he was doing makeup to go to a gala right before he went to get into a fist fight. It looks like if you were to punch him, you would punch makeup off his face. Like, it bothers me for how they did his makeup. Because, like, they make his lips look so fucking vibrant that anytime you see him talk, it's the first thing you see. Like you dead focus on his fucking mouth. And it looks so weird in comparison to the rest of his look. And it's like this even when he's just gotten out of a fight. When he's just gotten through something covered in dust, dirt, grime. He has the shiniest fucking face under his cowl. Like, he has like the perfect face under his cowl at any goddamn given time. It bothers me. I don't know what they were thinking for his makeup. Like, God, dog, why? Why? It bothered me. It bothered me. And that's like, other than them basically like retelling another Batman story over again and a couple other like little nitpicks I can make, that was my biggest complaint, is like, especially when you would see some things about the movie, it looked like they went in after the fact to make his face more vibrant. Because like when you see promotional material or you see any behind the scenes stuff, it doesn't look like that. So it like de-aged him dramatically. It de-aged the character of Batman dramatically. And according to this movie, he's supposed to be Batman for a while. This isn't just started Batman. He's been Batman for a while at this point in this movie. So that's part of my problem. Like, maybe if he was like day one Batman, yeah, I could see that. I could see that. He hasn't been in a lot of fights. He hasn't been in a lot of this, that, and the other. So on and so forth. But this isn't day one Batman. This is Batman who's been doing this for a while and he's tired. even so, I did enjoy it, and thank you, Soul Reaper. Yep, we shaved all my hair off at the start of last stream. So that was my biggest problem with that. Now, Black Adam, I actually liked. I think they tried to do too much with it. Like, they jump around way too much with it. In how they decide to do things. As well as, I understood everything they said throughout the course of Black Adam. But there are so many people that won't understand a damn thing in that movie because that movie expects you to be a DC fanatic. It expects you to have been reading the comics for years. It expects you to know a lot of information without giving you a lot of heads up. Like explaining nth metal. Because they canceled the second movie. I can see why they canceled the second movie, because like as I said, it was good, it was fun, but it's not high level great for it. Like there was a lot they could have done, and a lot of the audience members going into that movie had questions throughout the entirety of that movie, because they don't explain the Thanagarians at all, but you have a Thanagarian with Thanagarian weapons just wailing on a god, and you can't figure out why they're wailing on a god. They do not explain enough about Black Adam and why he has his powers. They expect you to know that. Which, yet again, if you haven't read the comics on him, like, you're not going to know. Supposed to fight Superman if there was a sequel. Yes, if there was a sequel, which they had, well, he's supposed to do something with Superman. But, and it would most likely end up in a brawl of some kind. But, like, we don't know now. Wait, understanding magic dampening metal weapons is not taught to people? Right? You'd think everybody knew this. And they don't explain anything about Thanagarians, though be it they make sure that, like, for people that are in the know, people that have watched the cartoons or read the comics, that he's not just straight up Hawkman, he is a Thanagarian Hawkman. So you are really expected to know his shit. Though be it, they fucked that up because he doesn't have natural wings, he has armor wings. But has a full grasp on Thanagarian tech. They explain jack shit about Dr. Fate, but Dr. Fate just comes in and just says, I can do anything I want except for when the plot says I can't. He was recently fired, right? I don't remember if he was actually fired or if he just left, but I know The Rock was fighting to get him put back. Armored wings and not human. Yep! They show you everything to prove he's a Thanagarian. I would assume so, but you get that with pretty much anybody. Like, I don't care. There's nobody clean in Hollywood. Not 100%. There's no, like, people have shit in their closets. People have skeletons in their closets, whether they're famous or not famous or this, that, and the other. No one is anywhere near as squeaky clean as they present themselves. Like, that's just going to be the way it is. Whether they're famous or non-famous. Hell, I'll admit I'm not that the most squeaky clean person out there. I've been very honest with everybody about that. Okay, no, okay, wait, okay. Dude, I'll give you that one. I will give you that one. I'll give you that one. Weird Al is like, Weird Al's as clean as you get. Weird Al's the ultimate daring do. The ultimate, like, he is the good. I'll give you that. Weird Al's the exception to the rule. Like The Rock, and no offense to him, but lately whenever I see him in new movies, I just see The Rock. I don't see him as a different character. And I can agree with that. There's you're going to see The Rock, he's going to show up, he's going to say 3 lines at a time. 3. He's going to say 3 lines at a time, then he's going to give, like, the Rock look that he gives at home. And you're going to get that. That's what you're going to get. You get 3 lines, look at the camera, and then you're going to get whatever the fuck else he's going to say. Watch Black Adam, he does it in that too. Like, it's almost everything he's in, that's it. Tell me I'm wrong, you can't! What is this? This is not what we're supposed to be doing. No. We're not doing that. Go back. Playlist. What is this doing? There. Don't fight with me, YouTube. I will win. And it lowered my volume on it. Why did it? You are fighting with me and I ain't appreciating it. When it started with big celebrities voicing characters was the movie Aladdin with Robin Williams. It was! And what's really kind of sad about that was that Robin Williams got done really dirty on that because he did not want to be the main focus or pull for marketing and advertising for that movie. Yeah, he's a weenie like that. But my brain stopped working. He got done really dirty on that because when they designed that character, when they designed the character of the genie, the way they got Robin Williams to do it, because Robin Williams refused to do it at first. He refused to do it multiple times. The reasoning why he decided that he was going to do it was the animators literally took one of his comedy shows and animated the genie to it and sent it to him. And he fell in love with that. He thought it was amazing, the character they'd made and how they'd done it. And that was how he finally said, okay, I'll do this. But these are the stipulations to me doing it. And Disney agreed to all of it and then completely backstabbed him. Like, hard. When was the last time there was an animated theatrical Marvel/DC film? Well, if we're gonna get into the last animated Marvel film, though it wasn't made by the Marvel Cinematic Group, it was made by Sony. The last Marvel/DC animated film that had a theatrical release was Into the Spider-Verse. That movie's fucking amazing. I don't care who the hell you are. That movie was amazing. I love the animation style in it. There's everything in the world nerd out about that movie. Holy fuck, was that good. Last theatrical release for a DC animated movie that was actually Batman, Superman, all them, you are right, was Mask the Phantasm. It released around Christmas time in 1994 and it bombed. I saw there's a sequel and I need it in my life. I need that movie. I need that movie. Should be weird, maybe. But they were also very impactful people. And being your favorite people doesn't mean that you fall. It doesn't mean that you fall in love with the things that happened that were tragic. You fall in love with the good they did for the world. What is up, McSilver McRavens? How have you been? We're having a chat and chill in an update stream where I'm ranting, rambling, and screaming. I've been screaming a lot about hero movies because we somehow got on the top. Well, I know we got on top of that. That was my fault. I honestly, what I want them to do for DC, what I really want them to do for DC as far as movies are concerned, is I want them to take the animation studio they have that just fucking makes the animated DVDs, like the animated movies that they put out that go straight to DVD. I want that shit to be what gets released in theaters because some of those are absolutely amazing. That team needs to be like doing theatrical releases. That's what they need to be doing. All right, here's where I'm going to say something controversial. I like Into the Spider-Verse better than Endgame. I love Endgame. Endgame is a fantastic movie. It's great. It's a lot of fun. Love that movie. But I like Into the Spider-Verse better. It was a better movie. In my personal opinion, it's a better movie. It's well animated. Story's fantastically written. They tie up almost everything in it except for what leads into what's going to be the next movie. And they took chances with that movie. They didn't take chances in Endgame. And that's my problem. But also the fact that by the time Endgame came around is when they were also like super heavily saturating the world with hero movies like left and right. So it's when hero burnout was starting. Loved Gotham by Gaslight. Gotham by Gaslight is phenomenal. If you're an animation nerd, it's worth watching. If you're a Batman fan, it's worth watching. If you're a superhero fan, it's worth watching. Go watch Gotham by Gaslight. Are we watching all the Marvel movies? Ah, okay. We've been focusing more on DC, but we've been slowly inching into Marvel. But the reason behind that is I've had a lot more problems with DC movies than I've had with Marvel movies. Marvel movies, for the most part, at least the earlier Marvel movies, were really good. Some of the later ones are kind of hit and miss, but I don't think all of them deserve as much hate as they're getting. It's mostly the fact that we're just oversaturated with superhero content right now. Which is ironic, because all I'm watching right now is superhero shit. Hello! My favorite things about Wreck-It Ralph was how the main four characters, Ralph, Felix, Vanellope, and Calhoun, look like their voice actors. They do, and I like when they do stuff like that. Like, I absolutely love the original Wreck-It Ralph movie to death, and it was because of my mass love for that movie that I have a mass hatred for the sequel. Because they messed up... They messed up so much shit in that movie. That movie makes me so mad. They tossed out any and all character development throughout the course of that movie. Ralph no longer has friends. He has one friend, it's Vanellope. He's now horrifically obsessed to stalker levels with Vanellope, making it the most toxic relationship ever. They both repeatedly do things that akin to going turbo constantly. Okay, here's a couple things we're going to get into. Wreck-It Ralph 2 and my hatred for it. For one, they make Ralph into an illiterate, screaming, scaredy cat, toxic individual. all in one. Like, every ounce of character growth and development he had, they tossed out. They also make him essentially the main bad guy of the movie and make it bad to be a bad guy, which is completely counterintuitive to the entire lesson of the first movie. Then they take Vanellope's glitch, something that Vanellope had to come to terms with. Instead of treating like a weakness, she turned into a strength. She turned her disability into a positive. She could do anything despite her disability. Second movie, Big Bad takes one look at her. Insecurity discovered is what that fucker says. Insecurity discovered. Showing she's no longer accepting of her ability. It's no longer a good thing. It's a bad thing now. And they make sure that you know about it being a bad thing. And they focus down hard on it being a bad thing. Oh! They missed all the balls with it. That movie could have been a good movie. You know how it could have been a good movie? You know how that movie could have fucking worked? I'll tell you how that movie could have fucking worked. You know how Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Destroys the Internet could have worked? Make it not Wreck-It Ralph! Take that story and apply it to new goddamn characters where that shit could apply! It could have been a good premise for a movie had it existed on different characters that weren't already pre-established to be the exact opposite of all of that. You hurt me, Jason. Did you get a haircut? Yes. Yes, I did. Mombi's Zombie's mom. Considering that we call my mom Mombi, this sounds like this is somebody that I know. This sounds awfully familiar. Yeah, I told you we're getting a haircut. Actually did it on stream Saturday. It should. I'm just saying. To everybody who doesn't know, Mombi's is my mom. Missed it? Sad. Shame. How dare you miss your son's haircut? She actually helped me build that Voltron Lego. Yeah, we have a whole undead family because we have Undad, which is my dad, and we have Mombi, who is my mom. Went to bed early? Well, it's good you went to bed early. What are you hunting down, Skippy? Step. I know what you want. I know what you want. Is this what you want? You want that? Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want. It's like, aha! I have stolen a piece of popcorn. What's up, Skull? How you been? Step. No, step. Do you want the popcorn or not? You're not going to eat it on top of my chair. Step. If you want the popcorn, it's right there. He's apparently spooked himself with his popcorn now. Alright, you don't want the popcorn, fine. I was feeding him popcorn. And Ryan said no. Well, he took a big chomp of it and he ran off. Hanging in there, been having a rough patch recently. That's not good. Well, sit here and chill for a while. We're discussing movies. We're ranting and rambling stuff. We'll make things suck a little bit less by making you laugh by me screaming about my hatred over some things. They actually slept. But yes, my mom finally made like a mommy themed YouTube account so she could actually come and watch us here. Because usually she just randomly catches me like by putting me on the TV in the living room or something. Now she has made her presence known. Watch out! Mom's here. I don't know how good or bad that is with the shit that I talk about on here. She's heard me scream all this shit a million times before, but Lord help me. Sleep is for the weak. Agreed. Mod Mombies. I don't know if I want to give Mombies that much power. Does it mean we have to behave now? I don't think I could get you guys to behave if I tried. Sleep. Sleep for a week. What is behaving? Right? Right? Let's put it this way. Okay, like, my mom is used to me walking around and randomly calling things that frustrate me or things like that a penis. So, like, I don't think it's going to be much different. There's us completely behaving. A twerking hot dog. Which you missed it the other night. I was fighting a monster that legitimately looked like a giant penis. It sucked. Behaving. Guys, we can't fucking cuss. The mom is here. Mom's mouth is probably worse than mine. I raised this individual. What do you? I'll admit, of my two parents, the one that I probably take after the most is my mom. I probably like, at least in like my attitude and my mannerisms. In my attitude, how I talk to you guys and the stuff that I say, and as well as the ranting. I get my ranting from my mother. My mother rants too. I get my grandiose gestures and flailing my hands and all this, that, and the other, as well as my very loud self, though, from my dad. Hell, now you have me trying to clean up my mouth. Yeah, a lot of like my demeanor comes from my mom. Like a lot of stuff that y'all enjoy, y'all have my mother to thank for that. Your thumb. What about your thumb? I'll take my dad's side full course. I look like my grandma from my mother's side, but I'm definitely my dad through and through. See, I am definitely my mom, but I look like my dad. I look a lot more like my dad. Type 1 thumbed. Ah. You'll have to clean your thumb, not your mouth. I get it. Oh my god. But no, a lot of where I get how I interact with people as well as how I treat people comes from my mom. A lot of how like I interact like with you guys and like how I encourage you to question everything, yet at the same time to also be good to people. Like, I get a lot of that from my mom. I get like a lot of these things like you're used to me talking about here and preaching here. I get a lot of those, a lot of my morality from my mom. So y'all have her to thank for how we decided to build this community, basically. Which is ironic, because me and my mom also argue a fuck ton. We don't always see eye to eye. But I love my mom. What? What? You're just being a big baby. Huh? I love you too. Oh yeah, me and my mom can go just completely round and round. The arguments we can have. Holy Christ. You've missed it, Bob. We've been talking about like random Marvel and DC movies. A lot about DC movies. I'm arguably an apple that fell very far from the tree. In some cases, that's good. There are parts of my family that I am also very different than. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. What? Ah! Want to say hello to Mom? You ain't seen Mom in a while. You want to say hello to Mom even though you can't really see her? It's like, no. I'm not leaving my arm out here for you. Make up your mind of where you're going. Come on. He's like, I'll just sit right in the middle. Climbing like a set of drapes. That's where that term comes from, because I know y'all have heard me say that many times. I'm just going to climb him like a set of drapes. That's where that comes from. I get that from my mom. Oh? I hear you chirping. I know you're here, bud. I have not forgotten that you're here. I already offered you your treat. I offered you popcorn. I offered you like your favorite treat. What do you want? Are you just wanting to get down on the desk and cause trouble? Is that what you want? Huh? Is that what you want? You get one piece of popcorn. One. Yeah, that's all he wanted was a piece of popcorn on the desk. Because he's weird like that. Cancer for a couple years now, and on December 23rd he passed away. Oh, fuck, dude. That's rough, man. I'm very sorry for you, man. I'm sorry for your loss. That sucks. I'm very sorry to hear that, my dude. It's times like this, I don't want to just be that guy that says, it'll be okay. Because everybody says that. Everybody says that. Every damn time. And I know right now, it probably does not feel like that. And that's not the sentence you want to hear. So right this second, it's not what I'm going to say. But what I will say, I'm trying to help somebody out. Don't chew on cords. It's going to be rough. It's rough losing anyone close to you. I'm lucky I still have both my parents, so I can't sit there and say that I know exactly what you're going through, but at the same time, I understand it. A few years ago, I lost my grandfather, and my grandfather helped raise all of us kids. My grandfather was as close to being someone's dad without being someone's dad as you could get. He helped raise all of us grandkids. He helped raise my mom, even though my mom met him after she was already an adult. He was very strict, he was very tough, he was very stern. But you know what? At the same time, he was probably one of the most compassionate people you will ever meet on this entire damn planet. And there is not a day that goes by that I don't think about him. And I know that's probably what you're going to go through, is every day you're going to think about him. You're going to think about your dad. But that's not a bad thing. I used to think it was an awful thing, because every single day I would hurt because I would remember him. But you start to remember him in different ways. You remember all the good things that y'all did together. And when you do something amazing, what you will think to yourself isn't... You will still have that feeling of loss and that feeling that you miss him, but you'll have that feeling of, I know I'm doing him proud. Those are the moments you need to cherish. So those moments now that you will have when you know that you're still doing him proud, even if he's not here anymore. And you'll have all those good memories that you had, that you could share with friends, that you could share with future children. Because I don't know if you have children right now, but if you ever do, you'll be able to share that with them. His legacy does not end just because he's not around anymore. You will always have a part of him in you. You will always have a part of him in your heart. You always have a part of him in your mind. And those moments, when you're a little down, you'll remember those moments that were good with them. Hell, you'll remember moments that weren't good with them. You'll cuss about them. But even though they are not here anymore, even though they're not here anymore, does not mean they're gone. They're just here in another way. Meep. So as long as you keep that memory alive, he'll never truly be gone. And don't feel bad, Mom. I still have moments where I try to call him too. So, remember that, and it'll make things easier over time. The pain never goes away, but it gets easier. That I can tell you. I won't tell you it gets better, but it gets easier. And there are still good times to be had. If my grandpa knew how much I missed him and how sad it makes me sometimes, he would just yell at me. He'd be like, he would look at me dead square in the face and he would tell me, I didn't live my life for you not to live yours. And he'd tell me, get off my ass and go do something. And they're right or right, even though you never met him. I bet you would have been terrified of him, and he would have thought you were the cutest thing since sliced bread, and he would have also detested you because you throw feathers everywhere. many hilarious memories I have of Dad that I will never forget. And his phrase was always, never give up. So those words help me go through the days. Just remember those and brand those to your heart. And it'll turn out alright in the end. I'll get them pets. I'll get them pets. Not used to having short hair. Drives me crazy. I should be, because I didn't have long hair anywhere near for the amount of time I've had short hair in my life. But I got so used to it. And it's in his handwriting too. Well, fuck yes, dude. Looks slicked back how short it is. Yeah, nope, not slicked back. It's just short. There's like nothing here. It's all gone. Last time was COVID for a charity. Last time it was this short was COVID for a charity stream. Yeah, that was the last time it was this short. And that was for the Hope from Home charity. I'd had my hair cut since then. I gotten it cut a couple times in between. But nowhere near this short. I usually like kept it like styled in some form or fashion. And then I think like back in March, it started to get long last year and I just let it grow out. So how long it got from March till last Saturday. Cheap. You're a big baby. Big baby, big baby, big baby. But yeah, it is insanely weird being short. I'm not used to this anymore. Like, at all. I wish I was, but I'm not. And I used to be, like, I'm always used to my hair just being short. But I let it grow long for so long that I actually got to a point where I was enjoying it. And you're like, nope, we're going to cut it. I'm like, okay. You know, guys, it's a good night tonight. I've just been chatting, chilling, and hanging out with you guys, ranting about movies, talking about upgrades that are coming soon. But all in all, it's still been a good night. These are moments I truly enjoy with you guys, where I just get to kind of sit and chill and chat for a bit and just ramble about whatever the hell comes to mind. I'm very excited for the new videos we've got coming out. The Necromorph one is probably going to be a doozy. I'm going to be screaming and cussing up until it is out. I'm going to be so mad by the time that comes out. I have a ZZ Top beard. I can't imagine shaving it off. But if it were to raise money for a charity, I damn sure would. Hell yes. I agree with that. For me, I can't have a super long beard. I lose my shit with my beard being too long. Matt had a really good professional 3+3 team, and then maps updated. No! That sucks, Joel. And have a good night, Mombi. Everybody, say good night to Mama Zombie. She gotta go to bed. It was good seeing you, Mom. And how's it going, Helen? I hope you're good. I hope you're having a good night. I want just one more match. Oh! Jesus! Hey! I'm watching you. Do not chew on that cord. You will be grounded. Try to chew on my mic cord. You will be grounded! You will be grounded. You will be grounded. You'll be grounded. Grounded! But also, how you doing, Joel? And hello, Wookie! How are you? That's absurd, Helen. That's awesome. And how are you doing, Spirit Flame? I hope you are well and having a good night. I'm probably going to talk about other updates we got coming up. So, okay. Because, like, I got off on a tangent. So, as I've already explained, we're doing the video series called The World of Monsters, which is going to be discovering monsters across all gaming genres. We're talking Monster Hunter, Silent Hill, Resident Evil, Pokemon. I'm going to cover a video on Bowser and his minions. Like, just everything across gaming we're going to be tackling. If it's a monster in gaming, we're going to tackle it in some form of fashion. And then we have shorts are going to be used for those videos, but I'm not going to be doing shorts on the streams like I originally planned. We're going to be streaming games like The Witcher. We're going to be streaming Cyberpunk just because I want to. We're going to be streaming all the previous games mentioned, including the new version of Dead Space that's coming out. And we also have, I haven't said this one yet, but we do have a couple of LEGO streams that'll be coming up soon-ish. Like, I have one planned for next week, so long as nothing goes wrong. Because I want to build BD1. I have the ability to build BD1. What are you doing? So we're going to do that. So I'm very excited for that one. Okay, got home. No one was here because they're all my sister's city over because she's having her baby tonight. That's exciting! You're gonna be an uncle! How does that feel? I'm doing pretty good, Spirit Flame. I've also got Red Dead Redemption 2 on that list. But I also want to tackle Red Dead Redemption 1 because I want to tackle a couple of the monsters in Red Dead. Because I want to do the undead version and I want to do the Sasquatch missions. But I specifically want to do the Undead Nightmare because I want to put it in the eventual zombie video I'm going to do. Because I have to do a zombie video because the fucking zombies go, no. So, not ready to be the closeted gay uncle. I still feel like I'm not even an adult. If it makes you feel any better, like, I became an uncle way before you did. Like, I was way younger than you when I first became an uncle. Because I was, like, 21. No, I was 20. I wasn't even 21 yet. I was 20 when I first became an uncle. Yeah, so we have that. We have the LEGO stream that's going to be coming up. And the card system's getting a revamp to all the sets that have normal cards in them except for Splatoon. Splatoon may be getting a few new cards added to it, but I'm not taking anything away from Splatoon. Essentially, every set's getting the Splatoon 3 treatment. You remember I changed all the cards for Splatoon 2 going into Splatoon 3. The cards are essentially getting that treatment. I'm not going to redo the art for all of them, but some of them are getting removed. There's new ones getting added, and you'll get awarded any and all dust for cards that are removed. The battle system is going to have full, complete animations across the board, as well as I've got a couple more. As you already saw, we were already starting to streamline it with the last stream, but it's going to be streamlined even more. The word uncle feels like it should be reserved for people over 40. Why? Like, all of my uncles, like, when I was a little kid, like, when I was, like, 4 or 5, like, all my uncles were, like, in their 20s, except for, like, one. Still waiting to feel like an adult, not just faking it. Like, that, and that's another thing, is, like, I'm 34. 4. I am, by all classifications, an adult. The most adult thing about me is that I pay my bills on time, and that I now have the money to buy all the things I couldn't buy when I was a kid, but I still buy all the things I wanted as a kid. This is being an adult. Just being a bigger 5-year-old. Fake it till you make it. Indeed. Gaming uncles are pretty cool, though, right? See, that's just it. Joel, you don't understand. You're going to be the cool uncle because you play video games. Even if the parents play video games, you're still the cool uncle because you are going to play more video games than the parents. Especially considering you're not a parent. So you'll play even more video games than the parents do. So that kid's going to think you fell off the damn Christmas tree. Because my nephews, their parents play games. All their parents play games. For all my nephews, all their parents play games. They play lots of games. They still don't play the same games I do, and they don't play as many games as I do. So guess what? They are hella excited every time I show up. Because I'm the cool uncle that plays the weird games. And that also plays Splatoon, and they like Splatoon. Okay, I'll admit you've got it kind of rough. How can I be the cool uncle when the child is getting named after a Fire Emblem character and the room is already filled to the brim with Pokemon plushies? And they're not even born yet. Okay, so like, when my first nephew was born, that kid's room was pretty much the same. It was loaded with Pokemon plushies because I was a Pokemon nerd, as well as their dad was like the biggest Pokemon nerd. As well as it was full of World of Warcraft and Star Wars stuff. Everywhere. I'm still the cool uncle. So I think you'll be fine. Cool uncle by default. Parents don't count for cool uncle. Exactly. Because you'll have that one Pokemon plush that they don't. You know what you'll have that they don't, Joe? Because I know you own this. You know what you'll have that they don't? As of right this minute? Yoshi plushies. Plus, you already got the Legos. We name him Lincoln so his friends call him Link. Sister has more Legos than you? Then we need to go raid your sister's house for Legos. Didn't Yoshi commit tax fraud? Whenever Zombaby and I have kids, we already have names picked out for our kids, and they're not as nerdy as you would think. Well, the sister's the one having the baby. So I'm kind of the cool auntie because I have more manga than my older brother, and he introduced me to some manga in my collection. Yeah, I think my sister was actually the one who got me reading manga. I think my sister actually had manga before I did and was actually introduced. Yeah, because she introduced me to the Dot Hack manga because I was playing the game. Nah, it's all good, dude. It's all good. Trust me, I am These chat and chill streams, I have no idea how long they'll ever last. I didn't plan for this one lasting super duper long because I still have some recording to do tonight. But it's gone on longer than I thought it would. It's gone on far longer than I thought it would. I got to introduce all my nephews to Power Rangers. Like I was the Power Ranger uncle, so I got to introduce all of them to Power Rangers. One of them I had convinced for the longest time that I was a Power Ranger. My nephew and niece, they read and want to read them. As long as it's not explicit ones, because I have a couple of them, they can read them. Yeah, I let my nephews pick from the manga wall once, and I had to be very, very careful of what they were allowed to even remotely go near, because I had them sorted alphabetically and not by theming. I was like, wait! You are not old enough to read the original Dragon Ball. You can read some DBZ. You ain't reading original Dragon Ball yet. You're like 8. The real ones will know. She's going to have cool parents and I'm just a depressed hikikomori uncle. You are far more than that, Joel. All right, Joel. Okay, so like, since you're not getting this through your head. Wait. I gotta just gotta punch it in there real quick. Okay, like Joel, you're one of the coolest people that I know, and trust me, I get the whole being the almost hikikomori uncle, because that's me. I don't leave here. I don't. So trust me, I get that. I am very much like this office space with all these toys and whatnot. That's it. Where do I go? Walmart. Occasionally I'll go somewhere like random, but it is very seldomly I leave the house other than to maybe do something for family. And because my job is right here in front of this desk, streaming to you guys, Joel, you probably get out more often than I do. Because you go to work every day. So you get out more often than I do. Now see, what I wound up introducing my nephews to, I introduced my nephews to certain games. But the main thing I'm known for introducing my nephews to are tabletop games and card games. Me and my brother both. We're both really bad about it. Because I introduced them to the Pokemon TCG and then eventually introduced them and their parents to the Digimon TCG, as well as I introduced them to games like Zombie Dice and Unstable Unicorns. Had to hide the Not Safe for Work add-on pack to that because it's hilarious, but they are not allowed to have that. See, both their parents are nerds, especially their dad. Their dad is like the biggest nerd. I actually haven't introduced them to tabletop. My brother has. My brother does way more with D&D than I do. I'm kind of retired from D&D. I may go back into it at some point, but D&D got expensive after a while. Hikikomori is a Japanese term for someone who is extremely reclusive to the point where they can't really provide for themselves anymore. I'm not to that point, but that's because I am able to do so because of you guys and being a streamer. So me being at home helps that. I will tell you, though, for anybody who's aspiring to eventually be a streamer or a content creator, something I cannot stress enough is making sure you actually occasionally get out for multiple reasons. For one, it's just good for your mental health, and it's good for you in general. But for two, it gives you life experiences that you could actually talk about or use as inspiration. He's into video games, and it's his uncle's, my younger brother's fault. But he loves anything that's button mashing. See, my nephews love... One of them is like me. Like, almost a carbon copy of me as far as what they like. Because they play any type of video game. Like, I recently went through and organized my Steam list to, like, show how varied my collection was. Because I have action games, anime games, bullet hell games, card games, dating sim games, farming simulator games, fighting games, Halloween themed games, which they're just all inclusive. Horror, indie horror, indie RPG, indie JRPG, Lego, MMO. I just gave Monster Hunter its own classification because I didn't really know where I wanted to put it. I have multiplayer focus, I have platformers, I have Pokemon clones, I have puzzle games, I have rage-inducing games, I have retro games, roguelikes, standard Western RPGs, I have shooters, I have silly simulators like Goat Simulator. Sonic got its own thing because I have a lot of Sonic games I like to play them. Survival games, tactical-based RPGs, like this guy in Final Fantasy Tactics. And the list goes on. So, like, because my list was so, like, incredibly varied, I sorted it. One of my nephews is just like that. They don't have, like, a specific direction they go in for games that they like. If it's a video game, they play it, and they will be very judgmental of the game on whether it's good or bad. Joke may go that Joel is a wiener, but Joel is our wiener, and we love him. So though we may be biased, trust us that you're pretty damn cool, right? Trying to play that's like his age level since he's almost 5, but he loves button mashers like Smash. Well, see, we've always been very good with the nephews on making sure they play stuff within their age range, at least varying degrees. Like, they all play Smash. Like, they come out the belly just playing, just with a GameCube controller in their hand, ready to play Smash. I love Goat Simulator. The outside world is overrated and best in small doses. The outside world bothers me. The outside world bothers me a lot. Oh, it bothers me a lot. Button mashers like Smash. Oof, ouch, my bones. I mean, Smash could be a button masher. Smash could definitely be a button masher. It's always kind of been that way. Got into Skylanders since it's sort of a button masher, but also exploration. I like Skylanders. I played a lot of Skylanders. Should play outside more, even if it's not with a ton of other kids. My nephews are outside all the time. My nephews play in sports. One plays in soccer, and the other's done a lot of baseball. Like, my nephews do play sports. My nephews do go outside. They're encouraged to go outside all the time. During the summer, they're out most of the summer, jumping on trampolines, shooting each other with Nerf guns, hitting each other with water guns. They're the same as I was. And kids do get out more than you would think. I know that we see in the media all the time that kids don't go outside anymore. They're glued to their phones. They're glued to their video games. They're glued to this, that, and the other. But kids get out a lot more often than you'd think. My boy is a gamer. His PC is better than mine now. And see, I used to get out all the time. And I come from a family of nerds. Mom was playing video games. Dad was playing video games. We all played video games. But we all got outside a lot, too. The fact that it's an interactive toy along with a video game. That's why I love Skylanders. And I would agree with that. I also really love Lego Dimensions. I love that game so damn much. If you want a good Toys of Life, that's a good one. Well, I'll give you that's probably not healthy for them. Hi, bud. I see you. If you like swimming, awesome. I don't do swimming. I don't do water. Water is not my friend. Not as active as I'd like to be, but my mobility is restricted, which sucks, but my daughter is really active. Thank you, ADHD. I'll admit, of the two of us, of Zombaby and myself, Zombaby is definitely the more active outside. Because like you, I have restricted mobility. My mobility is very meh. But what's really funny is my endurance is better. So if I don't go on hikes with Zombaby often, but when I do, I outpace her. Fun I had on my Wii U, and I loved playing that game, Build and Play. Absolutely loved it. Used to be a lifeguard. I can still swim great. Just don't go anymore. I've drowned twice. Like, I don't do water. We avoid water. Like, it's just, water's my kryptonite. We just don't do it. You want to see a very upset me, just toss me into a pool. Watch me lose my shit for a minute. Completely no longer okay. I have some moments, like I've learned how to swim. Ironically enough, because I think Zombaby's probably gone to bed by this point, there's only one person here who has seen me in water. And it's Joel. He's the only person who's seen me in a pool. Because I went with a bunch of friends to meet them, and he watched me be a nervous wreck in the pool. Ah, there's Zombaby. Zombaby's also seen me in the pool. And Joel, you have a good night, my dude. Pleasant nightmares to you, my friend. I hope that everything goes well. That happens with a lot of people when they jump in to try to save somebody. It's the person so panicked that sometimes they want to drag him underwater. So yeah, there's two people here who have seen me in a water situation. And it's Zombaby and Joel. They've seen me. They've both managed to see me. And what little I can swim. And it's because of them that I've been able to swim more. Because like when I went to hang out with everybody, they didn't judge me for the fact of my fear of water. And Zombaby actually helped me learn that I had the ability to actually swim. And helped me with that a lot more. It still doesn't mean I want to be in the water though. It's like getting me into a pool, I have to feel like there's a lot of things that have to go down to get me into a pool, and I have to feel incredibly safe. I'm not afraid of many things. I fight many things. I deal with many things. Water ain't one of them. What? What? Oh, now you're just being sassy. Don't you do it. You have your spot that you know. Saw you try that. No. Have a good night, Kelly. Autocorrect being a proper ass for some reason. Man, me and autocorrect are not friends. You think we would be? I'm dyslexic as all get out, so like I should appreciate it. I do not. You need to have a party on a boat to give the finger to the water. I could do that from the shore. So we do. We put a little rowboat out on the shore. I sit in the rowboat and flip off the water and be like, you will never get me in there. How's it going, Ty? How you doing? What's up, Hug? How you doing? Confuse the water by partying on the boat while docked on land. Yes! So no yacht parties? No. 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 Let's go to bed and here I am just waking up. Why? This is why I miss streams. I'm sorry! I'm going to assume that you meant to say a cockatiel. Look, bud, we have a friend who also has cockatiels. This little dude here is a weenie. He's just a big old weenie. He's a big old baby. One of these days, we're gonna open up an Only Feathers account just for him. He's just gonna show off his feathers to everybody. It's gonna be the best thing ever. I have 2 cats, 2 birds, 1 cockatiel, one budgie, or parakeet, as some people call them, and 1 dog. Ah! Yes! I like to call it, I always call it like the streamer light, because like every streamer I know now has this light. I bought this years ago. I'd never seen anybody with it. I bought it because it popped into the GameStop I worked in at the time. And I bought it because it looked cool. I was like, I love that light, and I bought it and I just hooked it up. But now, years later, like about 4, maybe 5 years later, I now see almost every big streamer with this light, and it makes me laugh. I have 7 dogs. That's a lot of dogs. Jesus. Used to have a frog when I was younger? Oh. I think a pet rabbit would be cute. I used to have a rabbit, and rabbits are very cute, but rabbits need a lot of attention. I honestly think it's harder taking care of a rabbit at times than it is taking care of a bird. If I were purely outside, 2 are inside outside. We have an inside dog. We have Zwei. He's a little inside dog. And the cats are purely inside. Had rabbits, guinea pigs, and a talking budgie when I was a kid. Wow. That's awesome. You have a wiener as a dog. We have yet to figure this out. We do not understand. We cannot figure it out for the life of us. We can't. We've tried. We've tried to figure this out, but for some reason, Zwei is terrified of Shaman. We don't know why he's terrified of Shaman. Of anybody on the planet for that dog to be afraid of, Shaman is not the one. Like, Shaman is like the patron saint of dogs. Like, any dog that lives around or has to interact with Shaman is usually the lap of luxury. But for some reason, my dog just takes one look at him and just bolts. We have yet to figure out why. Because when he was a puppy, like an itty bitty puppy, he loved Shaman. He would sit in Shaman's lap and we would go on car rides. He thought that Shaman was like the best thing to slice bread. And then he doesn't see Shaman for like a month or 2. He gets a little bit bigger and Shaman comes to the house and the dog just hides. We can't figure out why. It doesn't make any sense. I know tons of people that dogs should dislike in comparison to Shaman. Have a good night, Ty. Take care. Pleasant nightmares to you, my friend. Have their own 10 by 10 shed with hay and blankets and sleep in a fenced-in yard. Oh. So your dogs are pretty swanky. Not the Fortnite nightmares. Have a good night, Ty. Pleasant nightmares to you. I said pleasant nightmares, not Fortnite nightmares. You should be fine. You're good. You got this. Okay, so to give a rundown of what we covered tonight, we covered that we're going to be doing the videos and what games we're going to be doing in them. We came to a decision that it would probably be best to do multiple parts per series. So instead of just doing like an entire just solo video, it's only one video of Dead Space, it's super duper long, do it by species and stuff like that. So that should help out. We discussed what games we're going to be streaming, both for the videos and not for the videos. We discussed we're going to be doing card updates, which I do have some new stuff adding in for that. The one thing I didn't really talk about doing is the new Digimon Virtual Pet I showed you guys, and that's because I'm still working on stuff for that. Just know that we are working on stuff for that. I think I've covered everything I needed to update everyone on tonight. Did you say you were covering movie villains? I said I wasn't going to be covering movie villains. I was going to be sticking strictly to video games for the most part. There may be a couple that intersect. Like, I will be covering the Xenomorph because of Alien Isolation. But for the most part, I'm not going to be covering movie villains, at least not at the start. I said I had originally thought I was going to cover movie villains. Mostly, like, horror movie villains or covering characters in anime, monsters in anime. But I decided against it because it would overcomplicate things, especially with what my content's already known for. We may cover it later on down the line. Like, especially when I get into Dead by Daylight, because there are movie monsters in Dead by Daylight. So we may cover it a little bit more, and I'll kind of gauge how stuff like covering Michael Myers. I'd cover how that went, or I would see how that went. If it did well, then we may look into adding other movie monsters and stuff like that in. But I would probably gauge the success of the Xenomorph and the success of Michael Myers before I jumped headlong into covering movie villains. Jason Voorhees, my B-Day fell on Friday the 13th last year. That's part of the reason why I'm not covering movie villains at the moment and movie monsters at the moment, because there's way more video content out there on YouTube that covers them. Because there's tons of people that cover them that go into way more extensive detail than I could ever hope to do. Which is why I'm covering these, is because I've looked into them and the stuff that I want to cover and the way I want to cover them, I haven't seen people go into. All the info and all the knowledge is there, but I haven't seen it in video format yet. So that's the reason why I'm covering these specifically. Oh, yeah. Zombie's birthday occasionally falls on Friday the 13th. But yes, so since I think we've covered all the major points I wanted to cover tonight, before I end anything or anything like that, first off, I'm going to open the floor to everybody. Do you have any questions or do you have any suggestions? Or just what do you think in general of everything we covered tonight? If you have a question about it, if you have anything you think that could be added to it, or if you just want to say why you think something's a good and or bad idea, floor is open before we jump into anything else. Just to stay alive longer. Yeah, normally I would, but I have a lot of recording to do. I have a lot of recording to do, and I am trying to keep myself to it. I've had many times where I've tried to do this kind of thing, and I haven't kept myself on a good enough schedule for it. And because of that, I can't let myself procrastinate. I can't. I have said I'm going to do this, and I need to do this. So that's the reasoning why I will have to end a little bit earlier than I normally, because I usually stay on to about 1:30 or so. But I actually meant to end actually about an hour ago, if I'm honest. Tonight wasn't supposed to be a super long night. Let me see some here. Let's go see if I can find some good raid. I think I've got someone to raid. I do. So I'll go ahead and put them on deck. Brain does not function at this time, especially before coffee. Lord, I feel that. It's got to be either coffee or some G Fuel, one or the other, before I'm actually at any kind of functional state. Do 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 dee dee dee, little dancey boy. Dee 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 dee. Sorry. Meep. It's like, I don't know what I want, Dad. I don't know what I want. You don't want kisses? You don't want kisses? Where's balance is basic? Oh, yeah. He has to deal with me every day. The cocktails actually have pretty good balance on them anyway because they climb on everything. They climb as much as they'll fly to stuff. So here's what they have, like little hook beaks. They use them to like climb on trees and stuff. So in the quiet before I get Satan up. Sorry I don't come by often, but I'll do my best to come by when I can. Well, I appreciate you coming by tonight. Here's what I'm always going to tell you. It is completely fine if you can't come by all the time. It's completely fine if I see you like maybe once every couple of months even. What's important is that when you need somebody, when you need something, when you're having a bad day, when your day kind of sucks, when your day's just not been all that great, whether it's been because of something big happening or even something small happening. If you're having a rough day, if you're having a meh day, if you're having a rough time, you come by here, you sit, you chill, you chat for a while, you hang out, and make your day suck a little bit less. I don't expect anybody to be here all the time. I just expect you to be here when you need it. That's the way I view it. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate anybody who's here all the time. Appreciate that a lot. Also, did dude say he was heading out? Dude, have a wonderful night. Pleasant nightmares to you, my friend. I'm sorry I didn't say goodnight before you left. Holy shit. But no, if you come by when you need us, that's all I expect. Come by when you need us. That's what I expect. I don't expect you to be here every day. I don't expect you to be here every week. I don't expect you to be here every month. I appreciate anyone who is. But we're human. I don't expect anyone to be here every day. The people that are here every day shock me, but I appreciate them to no end. In the coffee break, I'll come by and sit and chat. Damn right, that's what I expect. You need a coffee break, you come sit here and you chill for a while. We will be here when you need it. Because I'm always here. If I'm not here the exact day you need because I took a day off, I'll be here the next one. It's very rare when I'm not around. Which I get yelled at sometimes for. Sometimes people are like, you need to rest more. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't get my nap in. He makes it hard to get naps. He do. He make it really hard to get naps. He just wants to be out. He wants to be out all the time. He wants to be like right here. Like he's in my face when I'm cooking, cleaning, doing anything. Burb. You know how difficult you make it to nap? Yeah, you do? I'm glad you know. You should always know that you're a nuisance, but I love you. You need a Discord? I have a Discord! The Zombie Cafe. I'm also going to be working on being more active in said Discord. I'm bad about being active in my own Discord sometimes. Some days you can't get me to shut up. Other days you're like, where did he go? When I do a total lazy, I can't win. It used to be that way for me, but now everybody yells at me to take breaks, to get some rest. I have mods that yell at me to make sure I eat every day. I have mods that get a hold of me and be like, yo, hey, like, I noticed you've been kind of stressed on stream lately. Maybe you need to take a break. And then, like, if one of them says it, they'll all get to me. They're like, you should probably take a day or two off. And I'm like, but, they're like, I have one mod threaten me. I'm not gonna call them out by name because like I'm not that kind of person about it. But I have one mod threaten me. It's like, if you don't take a break, I will quit modding for you until you do. And I was like, no, please, no. I've also had people in the community yell at me for not taking breaks. So for me it becomes mandatory, which I haven't taken I haven't taken a scheduled break in a while, but I did wind up taking a decent break. I did take a decent break in December, but that wasn't of my own volition. My computer died, and I took a break and I didn't take a break at the same time. I was becoming a neurotic mess because I couldn't be on stream. Do you listen to this? I do occasionally! I listen to y'all about most things. I just don't always listen to y'all about taking a break. 90% of the stuff y'all tell me, I'm like, okay, yeah, no, that tracks, and I listen to you guys. I just don't always listen to you guys when I need a break. But you see, your actions have consequences. But no, I actually legit had someone say, I will leave your mod force until you take a break. And I was like, I guess I'm taking a break today. It's hard to take breaks when you have ADHD. That is very true. Man, don't rat me out to Zombie Baby. That's just low. But yeah, no, like part of the problem with taking breaks is like YouTube's algorithm doesn't like breaks. So I take a break and it affects the channel. Not only that, but like the entirety of my personal income that I make comes from you guys. And comes from being on stream. And comes from streaming to you guys. So like, even though I stream, whether I make money or not, I still have to stream to make money. Like if I don't stream, I don't make anything. Since this is my job. So I have to do things. So like taking breaks makes me anxious. I am very community oriented and I am very business oriented at the same time, which is really conflicting sometimes. So anytime I have downtime, it makes me neurotic. Especially like there are times where I'll take a break where, like, I'm in a low month, a slow month. The slow months happen. And if I'm in a slow month and I take a break, I'm like in like mega levels of not good. I shouldn't be taking a break during slow times. Yeah, I get it. You want attention. God, you're so needy tonight. Yeah, I saw that little look off to the camera. It's like, haha, I have his attention now. So for me, like, have a good night, Byron. Take care. Pleasant nightmares to you. I'll see you soon. Also, don't forget, it's Coalition tomorrow. But yeah, no, taking breaks. Taking breaks makes me anxious, because if I take a break, we're not doing anything. And, like, there are days where I'll take a break, and my break is me working on stuff off stream to put into stream. And I'll get yelled at for that too, but I'm like, if I'm not doing something, then, like, I need to do things. You know what? Or content will suffer. And this is true. And that's usually when I get told I need to take a break, is like when I'm either sluggish on stream, or if I am losing my stuff for whatever reason, or like if I seem more short-tempered than normal, or like if anything like seems off, and it seems off for more than like a day or two, I will get yelled at for needing to take a break. It's like, after it's like happened multiple times, people are like, have you taken a break recently? No, because we've seen you on stream for the last 4 months without taking one. Go take a break now. Because like a lot of nights where I don't stream, it's not a break. It's me doing stuff off stream. I took a break last night, and that wasn't a break. That was me recording like 8 additional hours of footage that I'm going to chop down into bite-sized bits for videos. All trying to get like specific instances of these damn creatures doing specific things, while also getting like a full shot of them doing it. Take a walk every day, 10 minutes. I usually try to take a walk at least every other day. At minimum, I take a walk like every other day. You got news? What's your news, Carlos? I usually try to walk at least a mile every other day. I used to do it every day. I just don't have the time to do it now. You got 2 jobs? Well, yeah. Just don't burn yourself out. But hell yeah, excitement. Congratulations. But as I was saying, we're probably going to start winding down. I've still got more footage to record, as well as I've still got to finish writing at least the first script. Well, I don't always have time to do that. I always have time to do that, Carlos. Yeah. I do need to go ahead and wind down, because I do got stuff I got to do, so I can get this content out on time for you guys. Because it has to be out before the 27th, and I'm aiming for it to be out on the 20th. We gotta make that happen. Gotta make it work. I'm also dreading posting it, because I know I have this gut feeling that the second that it goes out, it's going to get instantaneously demonetized. Because it's covering Dead Space, but I'm going to try it anyway. So we'll see how that goes. But we'll go ahead and call it here. I want to see if the person that I was going to raid is still alive. And if they are, we're going to go raid them. Are you still alive? You are still alive. Alright, so because we have a bunch of crazy people, what we're going to do is we're going to raid Cup the Kitsune, who is currently playing through the Cult of Lamb. I'm going to go show them some love tonight. I expect you all to go give them some coffee and a wacky smack. Well, that's good, Carlos. Today it's about how bad my mobility is. I get that. Some days are like that. We're going to go raid them. They're VTuber who's currently playing through Cult of Lamb. And since I know I have a lot of dark and demented peeps here who will thoroughly enjoy a game like that, we're going to go show them some love. Sorry, I was lurking. I'm in homework mode. That's... Alana, you don't have to apologize for lurking. You know this. The amount of people that I just sit and chill and listen to when I go see them and don't ever say a word to is staggering. You at least said you were here. You did better than I do 90% of the time, so you're good. We appreciate you being here, Alana. We appreciate you being awesome. Yes. We're going to go ahead and head out for the night. We're going to go ahead and get some rest. I'm going to go and record some stuff, but before we go and do all that, we're going to go on this raid. It is a hashtag coffee raid. We're going to go show them some love. As you'll know, there's always going on. Your coffee fueled, gingerbread, undead. Y'all have been awesome. This has been an amazing stream where all we really did was rant and rave about stuff, and I had a blast doing it. Glad to see you're still here, Vin. Been here this whole time. I saw you when you showed up. But as always, have a wonderful night, pleasant nightmares. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see all of you lovely peeps again tomorrow. Here is your raid destination. Let's go on a coffee raid. Let's go spread some positivity to someone tonight. Have a good night, peeps.